just like the sauce.
Like the hot sauce. Like the hot sauce. We are on like hot sauce. We're burning the
Hot
roof of your
sauce.
mouth right now. That's what. Yes, the hot
Does
sauce.
that mean we can go back to talking about hot sauce?
We
Yeah,
are
we're
the
gonna
hot
talk about
sauce.
hot sauce.
Conversation topic.
We are the hot sauce. It's the Shadowrun hot sauce. Tastes like dragon blood. Hey, everybody, thank you so much for joining us here for this part 3 of our 3-part Shadowrun adventure. We are playing the classic module Missing Blood, which deals with the Universal Brotherhood, and I'm happy to say that now since we've kind of discovered that part of it and the weirdness that they get up to. Right away, let's get to our players. See who's here tonight. Unfortunately, Cass couldn't be with us tonight. Something came up, and we'll be missing Cass. And Miko's head exploded last week, so you know, we weren't going to have a headless Miko here. So you know, we just shuffled the corpse out the window, and here we are. We are all 3 of us here tonight, ready to bring you this crazy world of adventure. How's everybody doing? Everybody doing okay?
Doing great.
Pretty good.
Has that talk of hot sauce just got given you the sweats already?
Yeah, we're just dying over here.
I played it safe and stuck to chips this evening. I have not had any hot sauce this evening, so we're good.
No hot sauce.
Evening's still
Not for
good
me
though.
either.
At the break, you could just let me introduce these.
Just go chug like some like hot sauce mixed with red chili flakes. Like, why not? Let's like fucking go, man.
And then you don't even need makeup anymore. Your face is just kind of all
Just
over the place.
melting.
Melting. My face is melting.
My face.
If you want to see me look like a tomato, I can make that happen. Like, I have
Please don't.
rosacea. I will respond to hot food. Like,
Bruce and I are
Maybe
the same
next week.
person, basically. I'm finding. Except I like spicy food.
you
I'll,
choose to make
plan that
yourself
for next-
suffer that way.
I
I do
do.
not.
I do, but I like it. It's good.
I'll
you
plan
like
for
you
that
like it
next
to
week.
hurt so good.
Hurts so good. Speaking of hurting so good, Tim, tell us a little bit about yourself, man. What you got going on?
Yeah, I'm Tim. You can find me on Twitter for however long it lasts. Black Flan. Not even sure why I'm on there, but I am. You can find me here tonight, finishing up Sans Joe's journey. You can find me over on La Nata Eterna, not tomorrow, but in a week.
Yep.
Finishing up the finale there, where my bunny rogue is owning this supposedly horror type world. The bunny's winning. I'm not sure.
The world wasn't ready for your bunny, man.
Yeah, you know.
Just the way it goes.
And apparently you can talk your way out of stuff. It's great.
Yeah, and into stuff, which was
And into stuff. And then coming in August, I'll be back on Rainbows and Razor Blades playing Cyberpunk Red with my friends there, and my cyborg, who's like Sans Joe, but mostly metal.
sounds heavy.
He's heavy.
Thanks, man, for hanging out with us and playing with us here. Look forward to seeing if Sans Joe survives. The odds are, you know, we're getting there. Next up, we have the Mandy in person. What's up, Mandy?
Hi, everybody. I'm Mandy, or the Mandy, as you know me all over the internet. I'm a professional dungeon master, and if you're going to be at Gen Con, come say hi and play in one of my games. I will be helping with the playtest for Tales of the Valiant for Kobold Press, and yeah, that's me. Tonight I am playing Candy, the investigator / Decker, who is very kawaii and very good at what she does. And hopefully is not dead.
It's currently
Knocked the fuck out.
Unconscious and bleeding, you know?
Yeah. My poor baby.
These things
It's
happen.
fine. Everything's fine.
Okay.
I'll hack my way out of it, I swear.
Hack the system. Thanks so
Hack
much,
the
Mandy,
planet.
for being here. I know you're super busy performer, doing all sorts of stuff on your own channel everywhere else, so I appreciate you taking the time to come out and play with us. So thank you very much. And finally, the lady who, when she eats too many spicy food, lives up to her name, Rouge.
Yes. Hello, I'm Rouge. I am so excited to finish this evening. When I'm not here, you can find me over on Live from the Apocalypse every other Sunday. But for this evening, I will be playing Skahak, the very amateur street shaman. One might even say this is literally her first job ever. But that's fine. She's doing totally fine. She does not feel overwhelmed by everything that's happening at all. And the fact that there was just a giant explosion in the club that they were at is going to be totally fine. And I'm sure that's totally normal. And we're going to take it in stride, guys. Take it in stride.
Every run, every shot. You're just learning by doing.
Learning on the job, man.
How do you get
and being treated so well by the person who set me up with this job, and she's only taking 20%.
Yeah,
because she's 20%. Such a generous person.
What an absolute saint!
What an angel!
Look forward to seeing how that works out. Thanks so much, Rouge, for being here. We'll find out exactly what happened to all your wonderful little characters in a moment. A couple more shout outs before we get going. Of course, the Bleakseason. You can find me at the Bleakseason everywhere. Kind of on break next week, aside from La Notte Eterna, which is everything kind of seems to end up at the same time on break. But yeah, there won't be anything here on next Thursday, but we got a new series starting the week after. I'll tell you all about that later. My producer tonight, as always, is Andy. No one pushes my buttons like Andy pushes my buttons. So thank you so much, Andy, for being in here, pushing buttons and pulling levers. Super appreciate you, man. The music you are hearing tonight is by Carl Casey, a fantastic musician. Check him out on YouTube, on Bandcamp. His links are popping up right now. Great little synthwave action going on. Super appreciate his music. We'll be using some maps tonight by both our good friend Solution as well as Cyber Maps. Check out their Patreons. Amazing work. I love their maps to death. You'll see some of them tonight. Finally, if you like what you see here, you like the people, you want to hang out, say hello, please come by, drop into our Discord, say hi on Twitter, whatever. All the links are popping up in the chat as we speak. If you want to get involved in the game, you want to help out the players, let's see if the link works this week, Andy. You can, if you want, drop some bits. For 100 bits, you can buy the player of your choice a karma point, which allows them to re-roll their failures. They're going to need that later. So just saying, is it working, Andy, this time? I hope so. We'll go see. Still not working.
Is it karma? Fixed it. It's not working.
I fixed it. I totally fixed it. All right. I'll try to do something at some point. Anyways, 100 bits gets player of your choice a karma. All right. Is everybody ready to go? Do this.
Ready as I'm ever going to be.
So you had originally been hired by Mr. Johnson to find a missing woman named Vicky, as well as a very expensive necklace that she had disappeared with. You followed up Vicky's trail to discover that she had left her apartment very suddenly, had been moved by a very suspicious moving company that Candy had hacked into their system and realized that they were really not on the up and up, and they were a front for a bunch of other businesses. You then discovered that Vicky had been involved as a volunteer with something called the Universal Brotherhood. And checking them out, you realized that they were a sort of charity / help group / community group that was widespread all around the world, several hundred chapters all around the world, and that she'd been involved with them, and that her personality changed a lot while she'd been involved with them. You were also looking up a detective called Patrick Bembra, who had first been hired by Mr. Johnson, but had also disappeared around the time, around the point where you were at the end of the last game when you'd investigated Vicky and so on and so forth. You tracked Bembra to a club where you found him hiding out, but at the moment of finding him and talking to him, you were suddenly attacked by a bunch of strange things that popped out of Astral, and I'll get into that in a second, and basically knocked most of the people out. They seemed to be targeting Mr. Johnson, as they appeared to be trying to download his memory core, at which point one of them realized that the company that had installed the cyberware in Mr. Johnson's head had protected their investment by also installing a cerebral cortex bomb, which as soon as his data was tampered with, exploded. You know, clearing out the halls, clearing out the decks. That's basically what was happening. And so, my friends, we find ourselves in this club currently. The situation is thus. There are a bunch of enemy fighters, gangers coming in through the back door. Sans Joe has kind of moved into position to try and take them from behind. In a small side room, we have Candy, our decker, who has been knocked out by the powerball that exploded in here. Patrick Bembra, the detective, also. And we have the headless corpse now of Mr. Johnson. Skahawk was in the bar along with Jack and was moving towards the altercation when the bomb, and basically what happened, what none of you really saw, I guess, because Candy was knocked out, perhaps Skahawk a little bit because you were kind of getting to the door as that happened, but one of the guys who had attacked had planted this tool of some sort in Mr. Johnson's data. Jack was downloading it, said, holy fuck, this guy's got a Cortex bomb. And the second he said that, there was a little bleeping sound and there was basically an explosion. Candy, your eyes flutter open. You hear dance music, you hear people laughing, having a good time. You smell various types of food, sort of grilling and cooking. You're jostled as you your vision sort of focus. You find yourself in a very, very busy street in Neo Tokyo, where the lights, the neons, the blaring noise, the music just sort of assaulting you. There's tourists everywhere. You see digital displays and holograms everywhere, sort of surrounding you. You smell the street food cooking around you, and you're totally like kind of taken aback. Your senses are completely overwhelmed by this. What do you do?
Do I remember what happened? Or am I not remembering, like, having just been in the club and all that? Like,
yeah, you do. You remember being in the club. You remember walking in, talking to Bembra, and then there was a very strong sense of pressure, as if your head was being crushed. And then you were kind of out for a bit, and then you heard distantly the sound of music, and like, music coming from a room away, just a kind of sound, and it got louder, and then you're here walking and kind of stumbling as if you've been walking for a while and just not paying attention to where you were going.
Fuck. When did I get here? I'm just like looking around. I check for my my cyber deck to, like, am I wearing my cyber deck?
You are not. You are wearing whatever you would consider to be like your going out clothes, your club clothes or something like that. And you don't have your cyber deck, you don't have any weapons, you don't have anything like that. People around you are just pressing in on you, and there's like, it's like this sort of huge rave type environment with people sort of dancing. And
I'm in the middle of a club, or I'm in a street?
You're in the street.
Okay. I start making my way through, like, the crowd to kind of get somewhere where there's not quite so many people, and I look around, like, so it's late at night, I'm assuming that, if there's a lot of people in clubs and stuff.
Late at night or early in the morning, depending on your point of view.
Yeah. Do I see anybody I recognize?
You don't. You stumble for a while, and eventually you kind of arrive at a point where you're kind of blocked a little bit, and then the crowd kind of parts to one side, almost as if like some giant hands kind of moved. People are just sort of moving naturally, but the crowd kind of parts, and you see a little alley, and at the end of it, there's a little noodle shop. And it looks quiet. There's a couple benches up front and a little kind of table that sits up front. And
yeah,
there's
I'll kind of make my way over there.
As you approach this little more quiet spot, the sound and the noises fade behind, and coming out of the noodle shop is an elf. Like all elves, tall, very lean, shock of white hair that's braided, He's got like tons of hair, just all this super long white hair, just they're all braided behind his head, wearing leathers, heeled boots. And he comes up to the table and he's got there's like a little teapot there, and he sets a few things on. He looks over and he's like, please, Candy, right?
Yeah.
Pleasure to meet you. Would you like to have a seat?
Sure, I guess. And she'll like saunter over and sit down at the table, kind of look at everything that's sitting on the table, the teapot, the any kind of other tchotchkes that are on the table or silverware and stuff. And
there's just this very kind of
yeah.
Traditional sort of tea set with a couple of cups and nothing else. It's all very kind of simple, and there's no one in the shop, and you don't hear the sound.
This man?
No, you've never seen him before.
Is he hot? That's my second question.
Yeah, here I'll show you a little somewhere
Somewhere over the rainbow.
Hey, very good. I think Andy will eventually pop up a portrait of him here in a second.
Okay.
On the stream.
Okay.
Yeah, he is. He's very attractive. Just like super cool. You can see a data jag gleaming on the side of his head.
Okay. So she, being a little bit of the ego queen that she is, she goes, so do you know my work then?
I have to be absolutely honest and say that I personally don't. However, the person I work for does, and that's why they sent me here to speak with you. I've been out of the game for a little while, so I'm not too au courant of the, who's hot right now, but I'm assuming that if I've been asked to recruit you, that you're probably pretty shit hot.
You would have that right. What's the job?
It's not a job so much as, shall we call it a vocation?
Okay. I'm listening.
Currently, your meat. Where's your meat? Where are you sort of located?
Seattle.
Are you in your apartment? Are you in a club? Are you in a dirty alley somewhere?
Not totally sure how to answer that question at the moment.
See, before I can extend to you the invitation that I've been sent to give you, I need to make sure that you're aware of something. Do you think that you're currently in a position to be using your cyber deck?
Do I think that? Should I roll something to see?
No, like you kind of remember sort of what happened. Like you get the feeling that you're probably passed out somewhere. And even when you're decking, you can kind of feel your meat body easily, and now you don't feel anything.
I'm really not. I'm not sure, and I'm because of that also not sure how the fuck I'm talking to you. I'm pretty sure I'm in a club, and I'm pretty sure there was an explosion. And then I wake up, and here I am. I don't have my deck on me, obviously. This isn't my avatar. I don't know what the fuck's going on. So,
yeah, in fact, you look like you look yourself normally.
Yeah, I look. I'm not my anime avatar. I don't look like Candy. Yeah. So, this is a new experience for me. Normally I have my shit together, but not to fucking day.
Well, it's understandable. Sometimes it takes a fairly traumatic event to unlock certain things. Do you mind if I do a very simple test with you here? It'll take only a second, and I won't touch you or anything. He reaches into his jacket, and he pulls out a tuning fork. Do you know what this is?
I mean, I've seen one on the internet before. It's a tuning fork.
Exactly. Tell me, can you hear this? And he knocks it on the side of the teapot, and you can hear whatever note it's producing sort of vibrating.
So I can hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear that.
And as you're looking at him and hearing this note vibrating, he reaches out and he covers the tuning fork. Do you still hear it?
Do I still hear it?
You do.
I do still hear it.
Very good. What you're
does that
hearing,
mean?
well, what you're hearing, it's called the deep resonance. The deep resonance, well, we're not sure exactly what the deep resonance is, but it's coming. It's somewhere very deep in the darkest, furthest reaches of the matrix. It is sentient, and it is coming, but we don't know exactly what it is or what it wants. We do know that its impact has been felt already in the world, starting around the time you were born. We've tracked several children who have been born in some way touched by the deep resonance. These children, of which I am fairly certain you now are one, have the ability to transfer their consciousness into the matrix without the assistance of technology.
Is that why I'm such a good decker?
In part, it definitely gives you an edge. You've probably been doing it without realizing it, thinking you were using your deck, but still just doing it on your own. My employer, and he reaches into his pocket and pulls out a business card and he slides it across the table to you. And it just says Mr. World on it.
What the fuck does that mean? Do I know that name? Have I heard that name?
You've
whispered on the
never
darknet?
ever heard anything about this guy.
Cool. Okay.
My employer has been busy trying to track down as many of these, and for lack of a better word, these children are being called, it's a little terrible, but these children are being called otaku.
Huh? Accurate, but mildly offensive.
As I said, it's not ideal, but part of what Mr. World is trying to do is understanding the phenomena better and trying to form a way to find people with disability and to train them and to, because you have to understand that the vast majority of children who are born with this power go insane very early on. You're one of the lucky ones that has managed to, well, at least to some degree, maintain a semblance of sanity.
I mean, I did pass my last psych exam, so I think I'm good.
There you go. In any case, I assume you're in some sort of dire situation, since usually these awakenings only occur during a traumatic event.
Is that why we're here in one of my favorite places on the planet right now?
That's very possible. Your, whatever you want to call it, your soul, your anima, would have regressed to a safe place inside of you if you are being threatened or perhaps even dying. And in doing so, would have reached out to the matrix, which is the space where it feels at home. And so
That's how you found me?
I received a phone call. I have a phone that rings whenever Mr. World finds someone like you that is ready to be encountered, and I get dispatched and sent in.
Okay. This is a lot. But how can I help you if I don't even know how to get back into my body?
Well, the first thing you need to do is get yourself out of whatever situation you're in. Hold on to that card.
Okay.
If you survive whatever situation you're in, I'll be in touch in a few weeks, perhaps. I'll leave you time to sort of get back on track. I can help you if you were unconscious or something. I can help snap you out of it. I will send a feedback loop to your brain that will wake you up as if you had gotten shocked in a hospital. But after that, you'll be on your own. But if
you can
survive,
wake me up, I'll figure it out.
in a few weeks from now, I'll be in touch once you've recuperated, and we'll see what we can do. In the meantime, maybe try using your gifts, see what can be done. You can't hurt yourself doing it. In fact, you're much safer doing it that way than through a cyber deck. So give it a shot, and at least you'll know if I'm lying or not.
All right. I'll give it a try. Who are you again?
He reaches out, takes your hand, and as you feel a jolt, electrical shock go through you, he says, "My name's Dodger."
You bastard!
And your eyes open up, and you see, meanwhile, Skahawk.
Bitch.
You rush to the door. You hear one of the assailants say, "This guy's got a cortex bomb," and then you see this bloom of fire that starts right where Mr. Johnson's head is, engulfs it, and then starts spreading out. It totally devastates the assailant that was on him, and it keeps spreading out, but it starts spreading out kind of very slowly. And eventually it kind of freezes, and you notice that everything around you has frozen, but in an odd way, it's almost like everything has become an image projected on glass, and you can see cracks starting to appear on the glass. You can move. You yourself find yourself able to move and to react, but everything is kind of slowed down to a crawl. And you can tell that this is not going to last long, because like I said, the glass panes are cracking already, and where they crack, you can see real life behind them. But as that's happening, you hear a voice behind you, a very low rumbling voice that it remains undeterminedly male or female, but it says, "Well, I've never liked this city much. I'm guessing this is not going to change my perception of it."
What? And she'll just like spin around to see.
When you
who's talking.
spin around, you find yourself in a meadow. There are trees around you, birds singing, green grass. You are barefoot, and your toes are just like splayed out in that grass and feeling that earth beneath you. You see up ahead, there's a bit of a hill, and you see a tower. The tower is strange because it's just like a big cylinder of cement or something, just this big gray cylinder, and there's a little opening at the bottom. And at the base of it, you see, and this is kind of in the distance a little bit, you see a figure, a humanoid figure that is glowing, and it's just standing there. And sitting next to you, next to a little brook, a little kind of river that's rushing by, is the biggest brown bear you've ever seen in your life. Just sitting there, chewing on a dandelion or something, looking in the river, putting a paw in the river once in a while. How are you, Skahawk?
Oh my god, I'm dead, aren't I?
No, not quite. If you were dead, you would have appeared next to that one over there. He points with a big paw. As the dweller on the threshold, he is the one who guards the limits of what we know and what we don't know. On the other side of that door is, well, whatever is beyond this world, but for now, you're still here. You made a friend, I believe, a spirit of folk, perhaps in the city.
I mean, I've been trying to reach out to the city spirits, but I haven't really done much. Like, I certainly haven't like had a conversation or.
You appear to have done more than perhaps you thought. He is using his guardian power to protect you and your friends. However, I fear that the magic that was not the magic, I'm sorry, but that the power that was unleashed might be too much for him to handle, or for them to handle for very long. So perhaps we will make this a bit more as expedient as we can. Please have a seat.
Sure. Okay. And she'll look for anything that looks vaguely seat-like, or otherwise she'll just sit right on the ground.
There's the ground. I've been keeping an eye on you. We haven't had much of a chance to commune, but if you get out of this predicament, you should make it a point to travel up north on the coast and come and find me somewhere a bit further removed from the city. I don't much like walking around the city. It's concrete hurts my paws, and the noise, and the wind doesn't get in there, and the sun is blocked out at all times, and it's not very, very comfortable.
No, I get it. It's not very pleasant. I just really want to break into the industry. I don't know. That sounds so lame, talking to a giant bear. I mean,
there are others that could use your talents, others that could use the skills that you have and the care that you have in your heart, and they live in a much nicer place than the city. If you have an interest in such things, then perhaps I could guide you there once you finish what you've started here.
Sure, assuming this isn't just like a hallucination in my mind, I'll totally find you, Mr. Bear. Once I survive my current predicament of an entire nightclub exploding around me, if I am correct in what I think I vaguely remember, and also this didn't actually kill me, and this isn't just like a death hallucination before I like pass on to the next life. Which case it won't matter.
It is not, and the matter of the club is really secondary to the real threat at hand. You've come across spirits are part of the world around you. We simply exist. We make up what's around you, be it the trees, the earth, the air, the animals, even in the cities, the concrete, the chrome, the lights, everything that exists has a spirit. And most of us are just here. We just exist. There are others that are malignant is not the right word, because they are not malignant. They are doing what their nature bids them to do. However, what their nature bids them to do is antithetical to life on this planet. These spirits often take the form of insects.
Oh. Yeah, I think I've met them.
I believe you have.
Insect, like humanoid insects, not like we're talking like flies. We're talking about like human with like insect heads. Is that because those I've met, unfortunately.
Those are the warriors that get a physical body, a human or elf or dwarf or troll, but a living physical body gets invested with the spirit of an insect and takes it over, and the body gains certain abilities of this insect. The more dangerous ones are the ones that are called true form. They exist in their actual form and can exist on the physical world and in the astral world at the same time. The most dangerous ones are the queens. They are alien. They have plans that necessitate the taking over of life on this planet. Myself and others like me believe that they need to be stopped.
So you're telling me it's kill on sight?
There's no reasoning with them. Oh, and he reaches into the lake and swipes, and this huge salmon comes flopping out and sort of lands between you. It's like, I knew I'd get one. He puts his paw on
Oh,
it.
that's for you. Okay. I thought this was like a weird magic sword, but the salmon. So, never mind.
You're being protected right now by a spirit of folk of the place where you are. Their power will fade soon, but it should give you and your friends who are still alert, time enough to slip out of there. You should do that, and
So we run?
staying there is only going to put an early end to your, what did you call it? Your career?
Yeah, I mean, first day on the job, I really am hoping not to
Mm-hmm.
die right away. That doesn't get you remembered for good reasons.
It doesn't. Skahak, you're facing a dire threat. He picks up the salmon and he puts it in your lap. Do what you must.
Am I?
You look down and you hear the sound of the club. And it's kind of like, when music's like kind of speeding up, coming up to speed. The sound of the club is coming up to speed. You start feeling the bouncing of the speakers. You look ahead of you in the room. You can see again that the mirrors, the glass is sort of cracking everywhere. You can see Sans Joe, who's kind of running in slow motion towards sort of where you are. You see Candy just sort of sits straight up, eyes wide. You see Patrick Bembra kind of trying to get up off the floor. And all this is like moving faster and faster and faster and kind of catching up to you. And you see this little piece of paper that you were talking to earlier that's folded into this weird sort of shape of a talking face. And you can see that it's fraying and it's sort of falling apart. And it says, "You have to hurry, Bear One. I can't hold it much longer."
Okay. There's no like salmon or something in her lap anymore, right? That's just like gone.
Hold in your hands an ancient Native American spear, but like kind of half of it, like the haft is broken. The head is made of stone, and there is like an intricate salmon that is carved in it, and there are feathers and leather wrapped all around it. It's maybe like 2 feet long.
Am I supposed to use this or keep it? Oh no.
You feel a certain attachment to it. You feel like some of your magic is sort of weaving in through it and sort of coming back to you. And when it comes back to you, you feel it more potent. And
power up. Hell yeah.
I will tell you what that does momentarily. But your friends are starting to move. Patrick, the detective, is trying to help Candy stand up, and Sans, you arrive right next to Skahak, and you see that everything is kind of slowed down and in kind of slow motion. You see the explosion that's spreading. You see one of the guys that's dying kind of falling away. You see a couple of the other assailants that came in with machine pistols started leveling him slowly and about to start shooting, but you can move freely. And you can see the Skahak and Candy and Patrick Bembra also are moving sort of normally.
We don't have much time. We need to get out of here.
Jesus. Ow. God.
Oh, you're right, lady. Come on, let's get out of here. I don't know what's going on, but I never resist an escape route when I can find one.
I try to stand.
You managed to. You're kind of stiff, but...
Oh, Jesus.
Senzo, there was an explosion. We need to help them get out. Let's go. We cannot wait.
Do I remember what happened in Neo Tokyo?
Yeah.
Oh, God. That wasn't a dream. Oh, fuck. Okay.
Question.
She's like looking around like, what the fuck is happening?
How big is Patrick?
Patrick's like, 6 foot tall, kind of skinny.
How big is Sans, Joe?
About 6 foot tall, kind of skinny.
Cool. You get Candy, I'll get him, and she's just gonna run up and throw Patrick like fireman carry over her shoulder and run.
Holy moly!
Because she's 7 foot tall. Because she's a big ass troll. So, and she built sturdy.
Built sturdy.
All right, Candy, here we go.
And
he just scoops, puts fireman carry, and starts walking.
As you head out the back door, you suddenly hear the explosion and you feel the heat of it and you feel the tremors as the club is rocked by this explosion that was this bomb in Mr. Johnson's head. You are running headlong down a cement corridor and you find yourselves in an underground parking lot. And from behind you, Skahog, Patrick says, the Bulldog minivan there is mine. We can use that if you want. It's armored and everything.
Bulldog?
The GMC Bulldog, the minivan. Put me down. And he kind of climbs down off you. Oh, you're a tall one, ain't you?
I don't see anything that looks like a dog. What are you talking about?
He takes out his
it's
little
the car.
He takes out his little thing, toot, toot, and you see the lights.
Oh,
the van kind of light
oh,
up.
it's a type of car.
Yeah.
Oh,
You come
I'm
from
like
the
looking
woods or
around
something,
as if
lass?
it's like I thought you maybe had like a secret, like a undercover van that looks like you're a dog groomer or something. I don't know.
I have no clue what you're saying, but why don't you finish saying it in the van? And he pushes on that button and the side door opens up and he rushes over to it and he's like, I don't think I'm fit to drive.
I
Can
got
you drive, big guy? Tosses you the keys.
Me?
No, him. Sans.
No, I'm not letting you drive. No offense, but again,
I wouldn't let me drive. I don't have a car. I don't have a license. I have a bus pass.
I mean, yeah,
When Sancho puts Candy down, where do you put her?
right next to the minivan.
Okay. I get in the back and I immediately am gonna try to do the knit thing.
Okay, so I will say that you no longer have you still have the physical modder wound. There's nothing that could be done about that at this point. But I'll say that your stun wound has dropped also to a moderate.
Okay.
All right, so you just have the first 3 blocks at the bottom knocked out. So you got a bit of a headache and you're a little bit disoriented.
Is my physical gone too?
No, the physical is still there.
Oh, physical's still there.
Yeah.
And stun's down to 3, 2? Did
Yeah.
I do that right?
Exactly. Your stun's down to the same as your physical, basically.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So you pile into the van. You do what? You try to access the net, Candy?
Yeah, I want to try doing it without my cyber deck.
So it's sort of like, imagine, do you ever see the movie The 13th Warrior?
Yeah.
Love that movie.
You know that scene where he's sitting there and all the Vikings are talking, their language, and he's just sitting there, and then time just passes, and then he starts understanding words, and eventually, after a lot of time has passed, it just sort of he answers one of them right now. So it's sort of like that, where like you're trying, and at first it's like there's nothing. You're like reaching out, kind of trying to think, and
I'm just trying to like visualize what it looks like when I'm decking.
And then you kind of just see a pinprick of light, sort of off in the distance. You don't see it, but you kind of feel it. And it's kind of like a thread, and you start pulling on it. And you pull on and you pull on, and eventually you see reality in front of you, just sort of like you're pulling a thread on a piece of clothing. And the reality is just sort of, disassembling in front of you. And beyond it, you see what you normally see when you log into the Matrix, the sort of vast neon lit black glass architecture of the net, and you feel like you can just step through it if you want.
I feel like a fucking badass right now, and I absolutely do that.
You step through it. You in the van, you see Candy just sort of sitting there, eyes rolled in the back of her head. She's awake, but she looks like she's decking. And when you step through, Candy, the first thing you get this huge spike of pain as your brain is trying to understand what the hell is going on, what's happening. But then it starts to understand. It's kind of like when you are doing math and you just don't get it, and then all of a sudden it clicks, right? And it's just that, like, it's just this jumble of feelings and words and lights, and it makes no sense, and you almost feel like you're about to go insane. But then suddenly everything falls into place, and you realize you can just go where you want.
Holy shit, I fucking did it. I like do like a little yes pose to myself, and also like I just say out into the ether, I'm just like, suck it, Dodger.
Is she a little maybe the explosion rocked her a little too much there?
it's hard to
Can they
tell.
hear me talking out loud?
Yeah. You're going to have to practice that.
That's hilarious.
It's hard to
hear,
tell.
you just hear her go,
Seriously,
suck it, Dodger.
she's half crazy most of the time. So if this is
Well,
all
aren't we
crazy,
all? Hit it, big guy. Get us out of here. As the van peels out and you start rolling out. So this is what's going to happen. Basically, Candy, if you look at your cyber deck, all your utilities, right? Ice, pick, attack, defense, all that. That is now equal to your intelligence +2.
Oh.
You can still use the
damn.
softs because you have a data jack. So you can plug the softs into your data jack and just upload it into your brain instead of your deck, and it'll do the same job. And you find that as you're sitting there kind of doing an inventory of everything, you hear a little voice in your head that says, "Oh, that was terrible. I'm sure I fried half of my circuits with that. She really has to learn to be a bit more careful with that. I understand that she doesn't think of me too much, just sitting here in this little pouch on her hip, but that's
What?
that was very, very, well, I've never thought of fear before, but that heat, very, very disturbing, very disturbing."
What? What am I hearing? I'm just
What am I hearing? What is this? Who are you?
What? Who are you?
I'm Oscar.
Oscar! My little buddy.
Candy?
Yeah, it's me, buddy. Hey. And I take him out of like the pouch on my hip. My little pink drone.
You've never spoken to me before.
Well, I didn't know you could talk.
Well, to be honest, I didn't know I could
talk
either.
to you, just maybe not directly.
Well, I could hear you make weird noises, but they never meant much of anything. It was just like a machine whirring and buzzing off in the
Holy
distance.
fuck. I could talk to robots now.
But I don't know about that. Is
Oh.
that what I am, a robot? Very interesting.
Nope. Totally, apparently a person because you feel pain and you have feelings, I guess. This is so weird.
Well, I do have sensors.
What is happening? Am I on drugs right now?
And you hear
Just
in
like
the
freaking
distance that humming that you heard from the tuning fork.
out.
You
Ooh.
hear it now, kind of like just above subaudible, always there in the distance. And you don't know how because you can't really tell it, but you get the feeling it's getting louder and closer. You get
Hey,
the
Oscar?
feeling that there's something on the horizon that's coming.
Fuck. Hey, Oscar, I might need your help, but when I need your help, you're not going to understand me again. Probably, maybe. I don't know how this
Well,
works.
I'm used to that.
This is new.
It's okay. This is great. We can have conversations now. I've been wondering. And page 77 of my manual, there's a mistake. It says that in order to change the battery, you have to twist slightly to the left and then do not twist to the left. It just really hurts. Just pull the entire
just pull?
the socket. Just pull it right out. Don't twist to the
Okay.
left. The twisting is not good.
I have like my notes app open and I'm taking notes of what he's saying because I care about Oscar, my little drone buddy.
And as
This is wild. Can I I don't even know. I don't know what I should be doing right now.
just probably
Trying
kind of
to get a hold
freaking
of
out at
people.
all of it.
Yeah, I'm just freaking out. I feel like I can't really do anything because I didn't expect this to work at fucking all because I did not believe a goddamn word the Dodger said to me.
And as you're peeling something, Skahog, that you do see that Candy is still physically hurt. Like she has wounds on her body from the mana ball that exploded. Basically, was so powerful that it burst through her skin, and there's like her skin is bruised internally in a lot of places, and you can see that she's got physical damage.
I should have a thing I can do for this, and I'm gonna try to cast Treat.
So, Skahawk, the thing that you've been given, the spear that you've been given, is a weapon and power focus 2. The first thing that it does is it adds 2 to your magic rating.
As long as I'm holding it, sort of thing.
Yeah. All right, I'll change it on your character sheet. So it gives you 2 more magic rating. It means you can cast spells up to power level 8 without taking physical damage. It also allows you to add 2 dice when you're using your sorcery skill or your armed melee skill. And it does the equivalent of magical damage. If you're fighting something that is immune to normal damage, you can hit it with that. And
oh, she's gonna be way too excited to whack things with this as soon as she figures that out. But
you're gonna try a treat on Candy?
Yeah, and how many damage does Candy have?
She has
if I
3.
can get mechanical for a minute. Okay.
I have 3, yeah.
What's your essence, Candy?
I want to believe the timing of this. My essence, essence is 6.
That's probably 5 actually, because you have a data jack, so it'll be 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the data jack and the memory takes up some of your essence.
That makes sense.
It would take up about 0.5, but you round down, so you'd be at 5 essence.
Gotcha. Okay.
So target is 10 minus essence. Is that my essence or Candy's essence?
Her essence.
So target is 5.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you roll your
We're
sorcery.
learning so much.
And I made my sorcery a threat skill, so
you get your sorcery, you get the +2 dice from the power focus, you get the threat, so the +4 dice. Your sorcery is 5, +4 for your threat 9, +2 for the power focus 11.
So 11 dice.
11 dice.
And
But
this is the moment I realized I did not grab my dice for this game. So one
it's
moment,
okay
please.
because as a bear shaman, you get +2 dice for health spells, so you get to roll 13 dice.
13 dice. Holy shit, that's so cool.
Yeah, that's a whole bunch of dice.
Skyhawk is
Meanwhile,
the coolest.
while she's doing that,
If I fail, this is going to be fucking embarrassing, is what it is.
13 fucking die, yeah,
you
will
need
be.
to get 3 successes to heal her completely.
I need 3 out of these 13 dice to get at least a 5.
Chances are good. Fingers crossed. It was the look up at the camera for me.
Okay, I have my dice pool.
Roll them suckers.
Roll them.
Make them happen.
Let's go.
Meanwhile, Sans Joe, if you could make me a driving roll.
I'm way ahead of you. What was my target number?
Do you want to just peel out, or do you want to peel out and make sure you have no one following you and that you lose everybody else?
You mean peel out and be cool?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. So target's a 5.
Okay, so I have 5 successes.
All right, we'll get to that in a second. Skyhawk, what did you get?
Question, do ones negate a success?
No.
Cool. Then I have 6 successes.
All right. So
About half, that's good.
you want to describe what happens when your character attempts to, or succeeds rather, pretty hardcore in healing Candy?
I think she goes to put her hands on Candy, and then suddenly is like, oh god, that's right, and is and just holds the spear thing off to one side and just put one's hand on Candy. But then it's magic, this pulse of light and warmth just passes from the spear through her arms like a circuit, completing with Candy, and just sort of where she is just sort of floods outwards, almost as if highlighting her veins as if they are circuits that are suddenly getting power from outside and doing their thing to jumpstart the whole healing process.
And there were so many successes that not only does it heal that damage, but you had a couple of old aches and pains and a little thing in your back and a little thing in your
from sitting too much because I'm a decker.
Tennis elbow.
Yeah, oh my god.
All of that just goes, you feel
Skyhawk's just you should really get out in the sun more. You need more fresh air.
Does that make me surface?
This does not feel good, is what I'm sensing from this exchange. You need a little more fresh air on a regular basis. But you're doing good now. I think I did that right. I think you're good.
Hearing all of this and all this stuff happening, do I hear all of this? Is this enough to just make me surface from my magic decking?
Yeah, definitely the healing and process and all that would have kind of gone back.
Holy shit.
Oh, if you weren't like conscious when she started this, she's not even saying that to you. She's just like,
oh no, she was
muttering.
conscious. She was just sort of.
She's just
looking off into
ranting.
the-
You're like, God, Candy, you really need to get out in the sun more. Like, you need some fresh air. Like, what do you do all day? Like, are you just like hosing down Fritos and Mountain Dew? Like, get some real food in you.
You know, normally I would bitch at you, but you just saved my fucking life, so thank you.
You heard all that.
I'll take it under
you're
advisement.
welcome.
Also, I have air filters in my lair, so I don't want to hear it. That's plenty of fresh air for me.
Sure.
Thanks. But I don't need nature.
Don't like that.
I just did decking with my brain and not my equipment. I'm a fucking badass.
Yeah, well, I slowed down time to get us out of that fucking club. So are we going to throw down or what?
That's pretty fucking
I would
cool,
like to
actually.
swerve really hard right now.
Yeah, Patrick remember sitting in the front with you going, are they always like this then?
No, this is a new one. I'm not sure
Joe.
which one turns me on more now. I don't know.
I was in the net with my brain.
Candy
my
sounds a
brain.
bit out of it, if I'm honest. She's always been a
I'm
bit
magic,
weird,
Sans
but-
Joe. I'm fucking magic. She's just ranting about being magic.
She's a bit unhinged.
Dodger, he's fucking real.
Yeah, okay.
That guy, but also.
Besides magic, how about y'all enlighten me on exactly who you are and what you're doing there and how you came to find me where I was and what the hell is going on?
I just
I'd
send
like
him a
to know
file
that
with all the
second
steps and
part,
information.
Is that Mr. Johnson whose head exploded there?
Yep.
Yep. Seems that way.
Fucking Christ, he owed me money.
Well, technically, I guess
Wait,
he owed
you
us.
didn't pay?
Well, or did he pay already? I'm not sure which.
I got paid.
Did he put you on the case also?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because you were gone.
Yeah,
Oh, did
you were
you-
MIA.
Oh, I had to disappear. Those fuckers were after me something solid. They don't like people looking into their check. That's something I can tell you.
Most people don't.
Oh, but these fuckers especially. I think they got my buddy, Toggle. He got me some stuff, but I can't reach him anymore. He was supposed to meet me up at the bar.
Well,
I think they got him too. Those fuckers mean business. Fucking, they got Vicky now. Oh, God.
wait.
What do you
I thought
mean
they already
now?
had Vicky.
Wait, you had Vicky?
No, I didn't have Vicky, but she went to them, I think.
Like,
This is that
Willingly?
animus business.
Universalis?
Yeah, they used to be called the Universal Brotherhood, but they had some bad press a couple of years ago, and then they started trying to rebrand, but they're still the same bunch of fuckers they always were.
The
There's
alternate
some
way.
newspaper articles some years back. It's not a newspaper. There was some news articles some years back, and one of the researchers got killed, and the other one died in a bomb that he was trying to play. Anyways, it's all a fucking mess.
I'm sorry. You just said the word bomb and then you acted like that wasn't important. I would like to revisit the whole bomb thing,
Well,
if you don't mind.
I'd like to
taking, 30
revisit
more
the fucking
seconds.
bomb that just almost fucking killed us up in that bar. Was
Yes,
that
I
Johnson's
noticed
head
the
exploding,
explosion.
like,
That
on
was
its own?
Johnson's head. What do they have?
Can I just, as I'm trying to keep my eyes on the road and not look in the back?
You're doing great, by the way. You're like
Yeah.
avoiding all the speed traps, slowing down just when you're supposed to slow down. Like
Treating this van like a motorcycle. Like, who would have thunk? It defies physics.
You're making love to this van, and the van's dead.
I mean, it's a puppy in its master's hands right now. It's
That's
great.
exactly what's going on.
But before we're visiting any kind of bombs, can we get back to Vicky going to them?
Right, yeah. Look, did you know that Vicky was Mr. Johnson's
Yep.
girlfriend or something like that?
Yeah.
I
They're-
mean, I'm not sure how amorous relationship they had, he seemed a bit
Transactional.
yeah, that's a good word for it. Transactional.
I don't know.
Well-
He seemed like he really cared about her.
From what I could dig up, he really did. He literally mortgaged everything to buy that necklace for her to prove his love to her. But there was something about, I think his boss was her father, and she had kind of cut away from home, and the father, I guess, was trying to use their relationship to bring her back, and he was dangling the carrot of some corporate cushy job in front of Mr. Johnson if he helped bring her back. So I think Mr. Johnson was kind of a divided loyalty there.
Transactional.
Sounds like he was a pawn in a much larger game.
But
Sounds like he's an idiot who mortgages their entire life to buy a necklace.
that necklace was over 100,000 new yen.
Yeah. Why would you sink all your money into a fucking necklace?
Love makes people do stupid things.
Yeah, that's
I
pretty
mean,
dumb.
Skyhawk, if I bought you something that cost that much, would you take it as an insult or a compliment?
Better be a fucking island if you're going to drop that much money.
That's not enough for an island.
Fair.
Then don't spend that much money on something for me.
I'm sure you could buy a garbage island down in
In
the
the
sewer
grand
somewhere.
scheme of things, 100,000 is not that much money.
I mean,
But regardless, that's not the whole thing of it. The whole thing of it is that Universal Brotherhood bullshit. She's
well, I
messed
know,
up
but
with
I'm trying
them.
to figure out this new girl. I mean, it's either nothing or buy an island. It's really a confusing set of signals.
Not me. We're talking about Vicky.
Vicky is being held by. Look, as far as I
How
know,
old
Vicky
is she
went to them
helping?
voluntarily, but I know for a fact that they lied to her and they manipulated her. They cut her off from all her friends and her family until she had nothing but them. And then she went to them, and I'm very fucking afraid of what they're going to do to her there, because there's some inky shit going on in that place. I don't know what it is. Toggle tried to go in. He said the fucking computer security in there was off the fucking charts.
Candy.
He couldn't get anywhere.
Like something worse than the usual thing where they just like find people and then like take advantage of them like financially. Like you think there's something weirder going on?
Well, considering this group of people is secretive about what they do, it's probably a reason.
Oh, they might be involved with bug people.
I'm sorry, what? The bug? You mean
The bear told me that there are like people on the side of death, and it's the bug people, and so the people we fought are the warriors of the bug people because they get bodies in order to come here and fight.
I'm sorry, bear?
Yeah, I saw a bear. That's how I stopped time. I was helped by a bear. I'm a bear shaman. Rawr. Like, I mean, just come on, keep up. I'm talking about death here. These are people who are out to kill everything.
You stop time?
Is that what?
Okay, I didn't stop time. The people that I'm allied with stop time. Slowed it down. Stop is a little bit of an exaggeration, but it slowed down time enough. That's how we were able to get out of the club before the explosion finished happening.
Where the frag did Mr. Johnson find you guys?
I don't know. I'm
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm one of the best
pretty-
deckers in the world.
Candy's up there, but Skyhawk's greener
Hawk's
than
new.
greener than grass that doesn't grow anymore.
I don't know. Can we call her green anymore at this point? She fucking slowed down time to save our asses.
I mean, I'm starting to wonder.
Okay, but don't like trust that I can do that again. I'm not the one who made that happen. I just know the people who made that
I'm not expecting you to do it
happen.
again, but you made it happen in this moment, so
And
that
I'll
counts
be
for
honest,
me as something.
It wasn't comfortable when you did it, so I'm not sure I wanted it.
Oh, did you actually feel? I didn't really feel anything. Did it feel weird for you?
Yeah, it felt strange.
Wait, Sans Joe, you can see magic, right?
I mean, I can sense
That's like
it,
your
kinda.
thing?
Yeah.
Do I have magic on me?
Oh, well, I am driving, but all
Can
right.
you just like look in the rearview mirror with your special eyes? I don't know how this shit works.
Okay, I'm not like the magician people with the eyeball.
We'll just do it later. We'll just do it later.
Let me make this turn and then I'll ping you. It's fine.
Just put the auto drive on. This thing's got an auto drive.
Why?
It's a fucking 2059 model, for Christ's sakes.
Why would I let a robot drive something?
Because I need you to know. I need you to see if there's magic in my brain. Because I just dove into the net without equipment. With
Scott,
my
you
mind.
could sense her and see if she's got magic.
I'll do. Look, you keep your eyes on the road. I'll do this, okay? Just
I may be an elf, but I don't do magic shit. So help me.
I'm afraid of
sit still.
Both of you.
And she'll try to do the sensing thing.
No, there's a strange thing around her in that there's zero magic. Normally, a human being has an aura of a certain color. In her case, she's got a little bit of cyberware, so you would see splotches of gray around her head and in her brain. But you see something strange. You see, as if you could see her aura, whatever color it is. It's a fairly powerful aura, but you can see almost kind of like a data lattice that's kind of slowly being built around. You've never seen anything like it before, and it's kind of growing slowly over her aura.
It's not what I would call magic.
Oh. Okay.
It's something strange, though.
Well, that clears it up.
Cool.
Look, I don't know what you want me to say. This isn't my department anymore.
Nope. That's okay. I'm just trying to listen. This just happened to me. I was knocked out by the explosion before you did the slow time thing and got hurt pretty bad.
Wait,
and then I woke up and I was in Neo Tokyo and I was talking to Dodger, and then he sent a signal to my brain to wake me up after he told me that I'm like the fucking chosen one of decking, and then he told me his name and I was like, you bastard, and then I woke up.
I'm just gonna try to find a highway.
Just take a left here on Drummond.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, we have the best decker in the world. Perhaps you could go into my safe Dropbox online and get the information that I stored there. I can't seem to access it anymore. And he gives you a data address for it. Can you see what you can do about that?
Oh, yeah, I can.
I mean, we got one who's a chosen one of.
And we've got another one that's talking to bears, and I don't even know what your shtick is yet. You haven't. Do you grow fangs or something? What's your thing?
I'm just an adept, man. I just punch real hard.
He's the muscle. I mean, I punch hard too, but not as hard as him.
I take comfort in that.
Yeah.
So
I was so much sure just a few days ago.
I'm doing real decking now.
You find it super easy, Candy. It's like you open the world, step into somewhere, there's a bunch of safe deposit boxes. There's one that's glowing. You go over, you touch it, it opens, and all this data starts pouring out. And
I'm
it just
like
downloads
hitting all
into
my little hologram things. Like, you can see what I'm doing at this point.
While you're doing that, Patrick's going, all right, I think I've got my password here somewhere. It's really long and complicated.
I already unlocked it. You're fine. I'm done. I have like little screens up of everything that you've got. I'm like, hey, done.
Oh, fuck me with a Briarroot. All right. Send it over. All right. And I
will share everything out.
Yeah, there's like a holographic screen that comes up on his thing.
Yep, just kind of.
All right, here's the deal. I know Mr. Johnson's gone. You're probably out of the money he was going to pay you. And even if you're not, that's fine. You can keep that. But I want to tell you, I want to hire you. Look, you seem very, very fucking weird, but right now you're all I've got. And I think the time is of the essence here, because I think that Vicky does not have very long. Whatever they're going to do to her, they're going to do to her soon. I want to get in there and I want to get her out. Listen, this is the deal I'm going to fucking make you, right? Whatever Mr. Johnson was going to pay you, I will pay you. On top of that, if we find that necklace, you keep it and you split it amongst yourselves. That's 100,000 new yen. You split three ways, however you want, or you kill each other and one person takes it. I don't care, whatever you do. I just want to get Vicky back.
Why would you why would killing each other be an option? Do people do that on these jobs?
Maniacally? Yes.
Does that happen a lot?
There are some pretty bad Shadowrunners out there.
Never happens. Never.
It's a rough business, dear.
I've never had to.
I healed you. I will take it back. You do not kill me.
I'm not gonna kill you. I need to keep you around.
Also, you can destroy a body with your mind, so...
That's right. I blew up one of those bodies with my mind. You don't mess with me.
Well,
I can
that's the
destroy
kind
a
of
life
juice
with
we're
a
going to
single
need.
thought.
It's not exactly what I meant attitude-wise, but all right.
I wasn't gonna kill you. Why would I do that? You fucking
You
stupid.
laughed maniacally.
Because it's funny.
It's Candy.
What?
She is maniacal. It's just not malicious.
I'm a
I'll give
mastermind.
you all.
What can I say?
I'll give you all the bad guys you want to blow up. You don't have to blow each other up. I was just
I'm not-
thinking,
I'm not
Oh,
looking to
no.
blow people
Oscar
up.
blows
It
things
was
up for me.
really bugged
who
me.
the fuck is Oscar?
Oh, God, bugged me.
He's my little buddy. I pull out my little drone and I let him free. He was just a little pink drone.
Wait,
He's
why?
got guns on him and stuff.
Wait,
Why not?
Oscar?
Why not?
Oscar.
I know his name's Oscar. I just never
He's my
heard.
bestie.
Okay.
They seem
He's a
very
girl.
bemused to hear about me. Have you not spoken to them about me before?
I feel like I talk about you every time I'm on a job, so I don't know.
Wait, you do?
Sorry,
wait, of course
Oscar.
you talk. Who are you talking to? You always wait.
Oscar. I'm not
Maybe I
crazy.
can find
I
some
swear.
other runners somewhere, and he starts looking for his phone.
Is
Do
she?
you want the job or not?
Does she
I
actually?
do want
hear
the job. Of course I
drone?
want the job. I need money.
All right,
I'm the fucking chosen one
Wait.
of decking. I'm gonna need new
Where are you
equipment
getting
at
the
home.
money?
get the address is right there. We need to go to the Redmond chapter house of the Universal
I send it
Brotherhood.
to Sans Joe. Just like bloop.
Okay, sure.
Toggle,
Let's do it.
Toggle and I checked it out before they punched his ticket. The way we figure, there's probably 3 ways to get in. One is by the front door, go in, get into the elevator, go downstairs. Another way is by maintenance tunnels in the sewers nearby that are accessible through the subway. A third way
Okay.
be via the rooftop. They've got this sort of like cafe up there, but it's got connections to other places. We could get in through there by the walkway if you want. So look, I'm no fucking planner. I got some guns back there. I've got some armor. We can all fucking get decked out, and I'll go wherever you want. But I'm just a fucking private dick. Y'all are the Shadowrunners. So
I vote for the sewers.
Yeah, sewer sound best.
Sound terrible for my equipment.
I don't want to be out in the open. What do you want to do? Go through the front door?
Okay.
Sewers is fine. I'll just Oscar, I
Listen.
need you to not touch the water, please.
I intend to float above all troubles.
Aw, he's so cute.
I was thinking if you installed little speakers, they could all hear me speak.
Oh my god, I'm gonna do that ASAP.
What are you going to do ASAP? Not that I don't trust you. I'm curious in case it's something we can factor into whatever we're about to
He wants
plan.
speakers so you can hear him talk.
Paranoid,
I'm gonna
wow.
install speakers on him.
Oh, that's
after
fine.
This job.
That's
after
fine.
we kill this
That-
job.
That
That's
sounds
just what we
pretty
need.
innocuous.
One more person talking in this
One more
conversation.
person talking, yeah.
Yeah, it's-
Listen, buddy, you got any explosives or anything?
I don't got explosive. I do have some. Hold on, let me get in the back. He gets in the back and he pulls open a panel on the side of it. I've got a couple of assault rifles. I've got some shotguns. I've got some this nice little high-tech armor here. I've got some explosive rounds for the guns.
I don't use guns.
Yeah,
But you can destroy people with your mind, apparently. So that's probably good enough.
and I destroy people with
I
my face.
sometimes when things go well
All right, well, I'm taking a.
for me, not them. Obviously, that's probably not great for them. But
I put this on and he starts lobbing security armor at you guys.
Oh
Okay.
hell yeah.
Candy, can you hack in and get like, what do you figure, 3 barrels of gas?
Yeah.
We can fit
what do
in
we
here?
need gas for?
We're gonna go in through the sewer while we create
Right.
a version in the front door.
Well, that's a
I
master
like the
plan.
way you think.
Oh,
I am I'm gonna hack a gas station and see if I can
Zero sweat. You do it, and a few blocks later, you pull up at the Exxon, and there's a guy in the back with a little devil, and he's pulling out barrels of gas. Like, are you? Does the pickup for you guys?
Yep.
All right. Usually you come in like some sort of Trill, never mind. I'm not paid to ask questions.
Don't ask questions. It's better that way.
He loads them up. He sees Skahawk in the back, and he's like, "Oh, hey," and he helps you load the gas thing. He's like, "All right, you're all checked out. This is being charged to Mr. Johnson. Perfect.
Yep,
no problem.
Perfect.
Have yourselves a good evening. Setting
Yep,
fire to
bye.
shit or whatever you're doing. Bye."
No, nothing suspicious at all. Totally normal use. Bye.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, bye-bye. Closes the door.
You just see this maniacal pink-haired elf just like, yes, you saw nothing.
Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're going to line this minivan up at the front. We're gonna line it up to the front door. Candy, you're gonna rig it so that maybe like a spark plug sends a spark back into the gas. Something. I don't know. We're gonna turn it on.
Probably help me with that. That's fine.
I'll do whatever you need. But what's gonna happen is we're gonna put it on self-driving. You're gonna need to mess with the thing so it doesn't stop before it hits the
I'll
door.
turn off all the safety. Yeah.
Yeah. All safety
I'll
features
disable all
off.
that. Mm-hmm.
And then we're just gonna let it drive through the front door and explode in fire and mayhem
Distraction.
while we sneak in through the sewers.
Bembra, if we pull this off, I'll buy you a new car.
Yeah, sorry, I'm sacrificing your car, buddy, but
if you're getting me back, Vicky, that's all I care about.
Question: you aren't dating Vicky, right? That
two is
no, I'm not. I'm ashamed to admit that. Well, like the sodden drunken Irish poets of old, I've simply fallen in love with her at a distance, hearing her voice and
that's
It's a little parasocial, isn't it?
Well, I'm not going to force myself on her. If she doesn't want anything to do with me, I'll go drown myself.
Sure.
I'm just saying. If you saw her, if you heard her voice, you would fall in love with her too. She's such a magnificent creature. She's as beautiful as the rolling hills of Ireland in the morning when the mist rolls in and the sheep are just slowly coming home and you're kind of drunk a little bit on the whiskey and you see the sunrise and it sets the entire country ablaze with this amber light that
all sounds super romantic.
So she's got a nice rack. Okay, we hear you. Whatever.
I mean, is it a rack that he's describing, or
he's talking about rolling hills, and she motions to her chest, which is not ample.
is it hills on the upside or on the downside? She's got hips.
I'm not.
Can we just move on?
Do not besmirch my love for the lady with your gross sexual innuendo. My love is pure. Butt? My love is pure. I am like the Percival of old, a knight of the round table.
All right, okay, let's blow shit up. Come on.
You can dress it up however you like. You still stalked a woman and fell.
I did not. I was being paid to do a job.
You were paid to stalk her.
But it's okay. It was legal, so it's fine.
You were too. You had the exact same job that I did, Missy Little.
Yeah, we're not jonesing to get in her pants though. So I'm gonna say that we have a high road.
Gallivanting up in the forest with the bears or whatever. Like, I don't know. I don't judge you. Don't judge
you. Are you trying to say that the bears are on par with you, trying to get in this woman's pants, having never officially met her? Because I feel like that's a little.
If I met her, I might fall in love with her. That's a possibility.
So if you take a look at the map that I pulled up,
as we try to curtail this conversation,
this is the front of the Brotherhood. So this is the entrance to the Brotherhood. This is your van. Well, you don't have to make a huge thing. Just kind of give me an idea about where you're sending this van. This is the entrance to the subway where you're going to go down to go into the subway to access the van.
Okay.
This is your van. You can put a van wherever. Are you going to ram the van in there? Or are you going to park it somewhere and then detonate it? Where do you want to do with the van?
Ram it in.
Yep.
Like with
I hack the van to turn off the safety ratings, and then I use tools and things to rig it to just go on its own.
Not even a problem.
Or I reprogram it or something. I don't know.
not a problem. You can totally do that. So you guys are gonna kind of hide down the alley or something. All right. So we'll deal with the armor and all that you got at the break. We're gonna take a break here in a second. But so you're gonna load up that van with the gas. You're gonna rig somewhere for it to explode. You're gonna just use the auto drive to drive it right into the front door of this thing. And while that's going on and there's explosions and fire and people are panicking, you're going to slip into the subway system and go for the tunnel entrance. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Let's see how
Our foolproof plan.
Exactly.
Totally
Let's see how that goes in a minute. We'll take a break here for a few minutes while we adjust the character stats and everything and go and relieve ourselves and get some drinks. We'll be right back, please. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Appreciate all of you hanging out and watching this. Appreciate my players. And we'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Andy, take us away. See you in a bit. Hey, what's up, gang? Hi, we're back. We have healed our wounds, healed our stun wounds. We have made terrible jokes, and we have
And healed some emotional wounds.
Yes, we did. We did, and it was all Mandy's popsicle that did it.
Sam's just still pretty disturbed. Like,
How fucking dare you call me out like this?
Speaking of disturbed, we are currently on our way to the Universal Brotherhood. The gang has now been rehired by the original detective that was hired to do their job, but who had disappeared, to go and find Vicky because he's in love. Vicky is being held at the Redmond chapter house of the Universal Brotherhood. Having been given a couple of options to break into the place, the group has decided to go in through the subway and into the maintenance tunnels and the sewers, and hopefully be able to get into the basements of the Universal Brotherhood chapter house. They don't know what awaits them in there. They're pretty sure it's going to be ugly. They've managed to find a little bit of equipment, as Bembra had security armor. I've adjusted your card sheets with the new armor. And none of you use guns, so the rest of his stuff was kind of useless to you. But you have your bear, you have your Oscar, you have your fists of death, and you feel ready to, hopefully get a better end to your story than Mr. Johnson did, because, his head exploded. Is Mandy okay? You okay, Mandy? Mandy's disappeared.
I'm here.
She's popsicling.
Sorry, just make it. Never.
Doesn't want a shot of her like hosing down on a popsicle on stream.
Not that kind of stream. It's our new thing. Only popsicles. And that's me starring in it, so it's pretty ugly. You find your way down into the subway just as the van that you've loaded up with gasoline, barrels of gasoline, hits the front of the door at the Universal Brotherhood chapter house and explodes in flames. People start screaming. Everyone that's in the subway, kind of helpfully to you, kind of runs out to see what's going on. The ground shakes and everything with the explosion, and you can hear alarms and all sorts of sirens going off, which allows you to get down into the subway and very easily find your way out onto the tracks. Bambra's got a map that his Decker buddy Toggle got him before things went sour. and he can lead you pretty quickly and easily down to, and I'm just gonna swap out the map because that one had the other ways you didn't go on. He leads you right here. Oops, should have locked it. There we go. The maps you're using tonight are by Solution and Cyber Maps. Awesome work. You're going to see all these maps here momentarily. So the three of you arrive here on this map. You are in the sewer area. You've gone down through the tunnel in the subway and have made your way through maintenance shafts to here. You basically don't encounter any sort of problematics all the way to here. You get to this point, and at this point, and I'm going to put you in, you're going to be huge, so I'm just going to sort of smallen you. We got Sans Joe. Oops, I almost made Sans Joe a dwarf. Where is Candy's? Right here. So you arrive here. One of the things, Candy, we didn't go through it before, but you guys can do that here now. And Patrick Bembra is with you. There, this is Patrick. There you go. That's Patrick.
The ginger in the group.
You know.
You got something against gingers?
Nope.
You know. Once you get a taste of the ginge.
I'm half, so I'm against half myself.
So you have gotten to this point without too much of a hassle. There were some security, public works, cameras, stuff like that. Candy just took them out pretty easily without too much of an issue. You now arrive here, and you know you have to get down basically into this access shaft there. But before you get there, I'm thinking you're probably sitting here thinking, well, what are the security? What are the defenses of this place?
Sounds like a job for Candy.
Sounds like a job for both of you, because it's probably not a bad idea to take a little look-see astrally also to see if there are any magical defenses, just in case there would be.
Oh. Yeah.
So when you get to that point, Bambra is going to say, all right, that's as far as Toggle's maps will get us. I know we have to go down to that access shaft over there, but I don't know what lies beyond that, except for my sweet Vicky.
Ew.
All right, I'll keep it neutral. Mike, could be you want to check out. You're the number one decker in the world, aren't you?
Yeah.
So, all right, I'll let you do your thing then.
And
how about my number one local shaman checking for some magic shit?
Oh, right. Sure, I can do that too. Got it.
Or whoever wants to do it. I don't know. I don't know how this stuff works. I'm a technology girl. That's really all I can say.
I figure between the two of you, we can cover both sides.
We'll cover all of it.
So go ahead, Mandy, and make me a decking roll.
Oh, I get 8 dice now.
And you get to add your threat, right?
Huh?
Don't forget you get to add your threat, so you get to add 4 dice.
Get to add? Oh shit!
Your threat adds to it, so you get to add 4 more dice.
12.
Shit. Okay, I rolled those. Let me roll 4 more over here
like
so
a
that
fucking
I don't
boss.
knock anything over. Jesus. Holy shit.
That's how I felt when I was doing my heal roll, which
yeah, that was
unnecessary, but
dope. What was my target?
So you have 2 targets, all right?
Okay.
So tell me, did you roll any 6s?
Yes.
So reroll those.
I got 2 6s. Okay.
And add whatever you get to a 6. So if you roll like a 2 and a 3, it becomes an 8 and a 9. So reroll your 6s and add whatever you get to the 6 that came before it.
So I got a 2 and a 1. So an 8.
That gives you 8 and a 7.
Yeah.
All right. And then how many 5s?
I got 2 5s.
Okay. So you detect 2 levels of security. The first one is kind of basic. you slip out of your, sort of the physical world, but you realize that you can just sort of sit down or lean against something. You slip out of it against sort of unraveling the world in front of you and stepping through, and you can see the security system of this place start to light up. You can tell that there's basic security measures, locks on the doors, cameras, things of that nature kind of on the outside of the building and a little bit inside. But at the center of the building, there's this big black empty space that's devoid of all technology. You know that there's no way they don't have security in there. So what this tells you is that there's some peripheral security, which you feel pretty confident you can hack on your way in without too much issue. But the central computer system is what's called a black system. It's offline. It's not connected to the matrix. So you have to get
hardwire in.
No, you don't have to hardwire. Normally you would have back in the day, but now you just need to get close enough to it so that you can slip into it. One thing that's for sure,
explaining this as I'm seeing it.
Yeah. And one thing is for sure is that thing's going to have killer security. So you can sense it right away. There's just this ball of evil blackness that's kind of sitting there.
Am I
and you know it's going to be challenging
right now? Or am I using my... Can I tell the difference?
From
decking with my brain versus decking with my gear.
Yeah, so first of all, it's way faster. Imagine the difference between getting high-speed broadband internet and dial-up modem.
Because I don't have hardware that I'm using, right?
It's just speed of thought.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So you definitely feel super nimble, really quick. You kind of grasp everything, and your brain's still kind of a little bit like, what the hell's going on? But it's adjusting pretty quickly. And you still always hear that little humming off in the distance.
So I can redirect all of the security up until this black network, the shadow network that I have to get closer in order to shut that down.
So as you approach certain places where there's security, I'll just tell you to make a roll and you can tell me what you get. And I'll say, okay, there's a camera and a lock here, and you can make a roll, and we'll deal with them sort of as you come up on them.
Okay. I don't need any of my other dice from this last roll to remember them.
No, you're good for now. Cool. I just wanted to see if you could detect. You need a D8 to detect the central computer. That's hidden.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Skahawk.
Fucking chosen one.
You slip out of your physical body and into astral space. And right away, you hit your face on something. Oh. There is a very powerful barrier around this place that is preventing your spirit form from moving through it. Now, you can attack it and try to get through. Okay? Doing that will almost certainly alert whatever magical security they have. Okay? You can physically get through it. So if you get physically through it, you'll be able to kind of bypass it that way. But it means that you can't go ahead and scout. And the barrier is very powerful, like magnitudes of what you've ever experienced. Whatever they're hiding here, they're taking their security seriously. But if you go further in physically, at some point, you'll pass the barrier and you'll be able to go out again. But you assume that it's probably going to be difficult to get through most places. I would like to actually say one thing, though, that you can, if you want, go through the roof, through the street, go outside. You can go in the top floor of the building. You see that there's, firefighters, there's cops, there's fires, all sorts of stuff, and you can go through the lobby, and it's kind of like a welcome corporate lobby, with like offices and stuff like that. There's only a few people here. And none of the people that you see have any sort of weird magical thing on them, but the barrier starts right at that first floor and covers everything below it.
I'm going to do a roll, and then I will explain what I'm doing. Yeah, I figured that was going to be fine. So because I have the disadvantage of the bear shamans go berserk when wounded, I was treating it as if I was wounded. And if I failed that willpower test, I was going to basically go, she doesn't even think about it. She's just going to force her way through. It was unlikely to happen. but I wanted to see.
Okay.
So, but we'll assume she manages to, after an initial like, what the fuck? She like recenters herself, and like that's when she thinks to like go up and around, and still finds that it's like a block. And at that point, I think she'd come back and just be like, I can't. They do not want anyone to be able to see what there's a barrier. I might be able to find out more after we pass through, but for now, I have no idea what we're going into.
I told you, these fuckers are taking this shit seriously. They got some nasty shit down there they don't want people to see. It's going to be a rough one, fellas. We're going to need some creamy fucking pints before this is over.
I don't know if they're going to. There's a lot going on upstairs. I did go look. And like there's firefighters and like the van is doing its job. So I'd say we need to just go in while we can. That's
Let's
not going to
strike while
last
the iron's
forever.
hot.
Yeah, I agree.
Or at least the front door.
Yeah, exactly. And so that was a good bit of character there, Rouge. I like that you did that role. So I'll give you a karma point for
Nice.
that to have on your person.
Hell yeah.
As you go down, you'll go down a maintenance ladder, and you find yourself in a very sort of short tunnel. You go down, and at the end, there's a set of double doors. They're locked pretty solid. There are no cameras. You can still feel the barrier here, Rouge. But Candy, if you want, there is a security system here that locks the door, so you could try and hack that.
Yeah, I
if you
do.
wanted.
Is that a regular decking roll, or am I rolling all the dice again?
Yeah, so it's all the dice. Whenever you use your decking skill, you add your threat dice to it.
Okay, so it's...
Be a badass.
Because you're the best decker in the world.
Apparently so. So, and so 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so this is 10, 12. Okay. Holy crap. It's a lot of dice. Woo! That's a lot of stuff. What's my goal here?
So you're looking for 5s.
I'm looking for 5s. Okay. Only 5s?
5s or higher.
Okay, so I got 5 successes. 3 5s and 2 6s.
You manage to unlock the door. You get the feeling you just manage.
Ooh,
So this is at least a red system. A red system means you need 4 successes whenever you do something in it.
High tier, serious shit.
Yeah.
And I will advise the team of that as well. Be like, this is serious security. I'm going to have to pull out all the stops for this.
Skahawk's going to lead over to Sans Joe and be like, does she say that like every time to make it seem more impressive when she pulls it off? Or does she actually mean that this is like stuff you guys have not really gone up against before?
You're asking
Sans Joe?
that?
Sans Joe, yeah.
Are you muted? Oh.
No. Tim was just astral traveling. Remembering his last Grateful Dead concert.
Still in shock of the two.
This has become like a 2-woman show. You're just along for the ride.
Yeah.
Hanging on for dear life.
Trust me.
Let me know when you need me to hit something.
Sans Joe's gonna get his time in the light. Don't you worry.
Yes. Please.
You are in the door is open and you're in a short corridor. And in front of you is another door, which you're going to be able to hack easily because it's connected with the other one. However, you sense, Skahawk, that there is not only the mana barrier that you sensed earlier, but there's also, in addition to the door in front of you, a magical physical barrier now. You're not going to have a choice but to try and break it down so that you can physically walk through it.
But could they walk through it because they're not magical? Is it just me? Or will the magic barrier work for everybody?
It blocks physical, yeah.
Okay.
So in order to do this, you're going to need to basically attack it. So you're going to use your sorcery skill.
Hell yeah. I got some stuff I haven't had to pull out yet. This sounds like a job for power bolts,
So
which I actually have pulled out before. That's how I blew someone up. Hey.
yeah, but you don't want to attack it with that, because if you just break it, someone's going to know that you did. What you want to do is sort of dismantle it. So you're not actually going to. But I'm sorry, I said attack it, but what I meant was you need to dismantle it. But you're going to do that by using your sorcery.
Sort of like
your sorcery
pull it
skill
down.
Yeah, you're going to basically make the roll, and I'll show you how it works. You're going to get your sorcery skill. You're going to use your threat rating because it attaches to your sorcery skill. And you're going to get your 2 dice from your power focus.
Hell yeah. And what's my...
Targets are 8.
So you re-roll your 6s.
Yeah.
And get 2 or better.
I only got 1 6.
Reroll that.
So I've got 1 chance to pull this off.
I didn't like that look.
I got exactly an 8.
So that's good. That's all you needed. So you kind of...
I just barely pull it off. Hell yeah.
You reach forward and you start feeling it, and you feel the strands of magic that are making it up, and you start just very slowly, very gingerly getting...
As I'm like talking through this, being like, I think I'm pretty sure I understand what I'm supposed to be doing. I think. I haven't actually done this, but like I get the theory and I think I know what I'm doing. I think I can do this without like making any of us blow up.
You managed to do a pretty good job of it.
Thanks,
You managed to
It's
do...
a good thing I have natural talent because I do not have experience.
You open up into a room, and then Candy, you open the door because you already had unlocked the other one, so it works on the same system, so you don't have an issue with it.
Excellent.
You open it up and you find yourself into this room that looks like it's probably like the 3 things here at the end look like furnaces you would find in a crematorium. So there's 3 of them, and in front of them are 3 kind of slabs that slide in and out.
Oh no.
Underneath, and you find a bunch of, over here you see a bunch of these really sort of coffin size containers that seal hermetically, and they're kind of haphazardly strewn about the room. There's a smell of burnt bacon in the air. The furnaces are not roaring right now, just the pilot lights are on.
Burnt bacon?
Yeah.
Bacon or
that
people?
hurts my soul.
Um,
Burn bacon. Oh,
I'm gonna do a sensing roll to see if what I see inside those coffin sized containers.
So give me a willpower roll.
Okay.
Straight up willpower. And if willpower is your
Straight up
threat,
willpower.
you can put your threat dice in it.
It does include my threat. And what was the number I was trying to hit?
You're looking for 6s.
I fail. Not a single 6 among the entire block of 10 dice.
You start going out of your body, and you are immediately assaulted by this cacophony of sound, and the world, once you look at it with your astral eyes, looks like a TV that's like on a dead channel with like just the fuzz, you know, the snow on TV. It's just basically the world in front of you looks like all the pieces and pixels of it are kind of being just jammed around, and there's just this sound and whatnot. You hear the screams of people, you smell the burning of flesh, you feel the pain, the anguish, the horror of people being tortured and being really kind of, it's hard to explain exactly what it is you're feeling, but you feel people being invaded and just feeling their entire personality sort of being pushed out of their body. And all of that sort of hits you like a fist as soon as you go astrally. Now, your character would know about the idea of background count. When something horrible happens in a place, it creates a disturbance in astral space. And that's what you're feeling here. There's basically been a lot of horrible shit that's gone down here. And you're just getting slammed in the face. You fall on your ass and you're like, just completely, because you didn't get any successes, you're just for like a good 30 seconds just sort of shaking your head and trying to block out the sound.
Do I recover or do I go berserk?
No, you will recover. Because it doesn't do actual damage. It just really confuses you is what it does. So I don't think that it would trigger your berserk, but you're on the ground and you're like,
just like, please let me go berserk.
Yeah. Make it stop.
Fuck this place up. No. Okay, so yeah, fall backwards and just very much like obviously reeling out of it. Like her eyes are just like wide and not looking at anything and just like almost like roving around crazily.
Caleb. And Bambo will sort of, kind of let you kind of get through the most of it, and then you'll sort of come over and check, see you're okay. He'll start. Let me do this. He's got like a pretty high charisma. It's not a great roll. You start singing like a little, sort of lullaby in his native, but he's kind of terrible at it. So it doesn't sort of calm you as much as, it's kind of dissonant enough.
What is that racket? And she just like pushes his face.
This is what my granny used to sing to me to calm me down when I was a kid. I thought it might help.
I hope she had a better voice than you.
Wow.
This is not a good place. This is.
I told you this place is fucked up. They're doing some bad shit in here.
You failed to mention the torture and the.
I didn't know about any of this. It's my first time here too.
And
It's my first time here too. He reaches into his pocket and pulls out a little flask. Here, have a sip of this. It'll sit you right.
Probably be better than your voice, and she takes a swig.
I can't argue that. Yeah, but then he takes a huge swig. Anybody else?
Meanwhile,
Candy,
Sans Joe is in the room opening these.
You take a swig of nice Irish whiskey.
Oh, could use some.
Candy makes a face even after she drinks some, like, ugh.
That'll put some hair on your chest.
It's Irish whiskey. It's sweet. It's fine.
All right. So you head up over there. There is a doorway that leads north, as you can see.
It's a rather ominous door.
It is. So what I'm going to do to kind of limit the number of rolls we're doing for nothing, Candy, is when you do a hack and roll for a room, it'll be for the entire room. So if there's 3 doors, it's for all the doors. So we're not going to constantly just be making, because you got like 13 dice, so you're going to get them anyways.
Yeah. Okay.
So
because you're the best decker in the world.
There is.
Yeah.
You can handle 3 doors at once. Fucking get it.
I'm way better than Dodger. I'm a killer bitch.
You open the door in front of you, and as you do, can you show me where everyone is? Is just Sanjo up there, or what's happening?
Sorry.
Just want to see who's going to see what's inside.
I think Sans Joe is the one who walked ahead of everybody as notice.
Unless we spent more time slowly recovering, like Skahawk was legitimately like
right. And
taking a minute having a drink with Patrick.
Yeah, so we'll see you and Patrick are back here, and you would need Candy to open the door, so she would have come up behind you and
yeah.
Sans Joe unfortunately wasn't paying attention when Skahawk landed on her butt.
Started like when Skahawk was conscious again and like having whiskey, he was like, "Oh, fine then, I'm gonna go be useful." And like,
the door ahead of you opens, and standing there in front of you, you see two creatures that the only way to really sort of describe them is that they are giant humanoid ants. Their bodies
my
are
lord.
segmented and covered in chitin.
That's not giant.
They stand on their two hind legs. They have these weird spears that appear to be made of bone and flesh material. They're pincers, very similar to the pincers on the other guys that you fought earlier. And there's two of them there. And as you open the door, they turn towards you, somewhat surprised, and with a sound. Roll initiative.
Okay. Oh, damn. I was gonna say, is it possible for me to do something before we roll initiative?
What?
I wanna... What kind of security measures are in these hallways?
Right now, you're just
'Cause
seeing.
I got my hands in all the pies right now. Like, are there...
Right now, you're
so
just
many
seeing
pies.
locks. You're just seeing locks. It looks like they fucking didn't take any chance. They're not recording or having cameras on any of this.
Okay.
And I will tell Mandy it's because they have magical surveillance and stuff, so they don't need it, so they don't want it recorded. But you literally, there's locked doors throughout. Right now, that's all you're kind of sensing.
Fuck. Okay.
I will also give you, Mandy, your drone, which will assume Oscar's kicking around.
Yeah, he's by me. He stays by me. He's probably sitting on my shoulder
Oh yeah, look,
or something.
this is what those guys look like.
Ew. Hate that. Hate that for us.
Yeah, it's not good for anyone. We've
shit.
officially
What do I roll
entered
for-
the
what do I
holy
roll for
fuck part of the
initiative again?
game. Sorry,
What do I roll for
initiative is
again?
so on your character sheet. Look at your
I'll get this eventually.
look at
I
your
promise.
you have
oh,
a
there it is. I
your
see it.
initiative,
1d6,
right? That's it.
1d6 plus 5, right? Because
That's it.
I will stubby legs, apparently.
That's right.
I only have 1d6, so you're doing fine.
Remember your,
same, 1d6. 1d6 plus
well,
5.
here's
My
a
spell
question
lock,
for
if
you.
it's active,
Would you have activated? We didn't talk about it. Would you have activated knowing you were going into kind of a touchy situation, or would you have been afraid that it might have set off something?
Who's activating?
I'm gonna say that even if she had it active, when she got knocked off on her ass, it would have been
Okay.
deactivated. So I'm gonna say at least for
Deactivated.
this first round, it's not active.
Okay. Hey, Bones.
She's all the way in the back with Patrick. She's not doing fucking shit.
Thanks for dropping in, Bones. Send you some raisinets. Let's do then. Sorry. Okay. So I'm going to add you all to the initiative. Okay.
This music is so good.
I know, right?
I'm just fucking bopping.
Bopping. Okay. Go ahead and Skahawk, was your initiative?
2.
2. That's impossible.
2.
That's impossible.
I rolled 1d6.
Plus your initiative, plus your reaction.
Plus your reaction.
Oh.
Right above initiative.
6.
Okay, that's better. Sans Joe.
As Joe rolled a natural 20.
Oh, nice. Let's see if we don't use 20-sided
But
dice.
he got a 20.
Okay.
Damn.
Like, that's very nice for you, but it's also
What a spread that it's possible to achieve in this game.
That's fucking crazy. Well, I guess you have to run around and punch shit, so that makes sense.
Candy.
I got a 9.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, 1d6 plus 5. Yeah, 9.
Remember, I got a 14. Now these things are pretty hardcore. Not gonna lie. You guys are in for a bit of a. I'm just want to indicate that these guys go at 26.
Yep.
these aren't bugs. These are like
They're like
These
fucking
are
demons.
true form insect
These guys
spirits.
are-
They're some of the most dangerous.
Fucking demons.
Yeah.
these are demons.
The doors open, they see you, and
Oh.
they immediately come charging forward. I told you Sans Joe was going to get his time in the sun.
Oh god.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I'm behind Sans Joe.
Good luck, Joe.
Ah!
Good luck, Joe. It was nice knowing you.
Oh no.
All right.
It'll be fine. It'll be like the time that Sans Joe and I had to go up against the 3 bugs in the seance woman's apartment. It'll be fine.
Not
Hmm.
quite.
These are a
We
bit
can
more.
take them.
These are a bit more.
Those guys had probably 3d6 in their initiative. These guys probably have 46.
It's
Which
fine.
means it's
Think
gonna
positive
be-
thoughts.
be
Wow.
rough.
Okay. So Sans Joe, they come at you with their spear, so they get a reach +1. So you can fight back, Sans Joe. You can use your unarmed if you want. Your targets are 5 because they have reach with their spears.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll your combat stuff against a 5, and then tell me what you've got.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 successes.
8. He's got an 8. So he comes at you with the spear. You just deftly dodge it and then hammer him with your fist. So what's your damage?
That is a nice big 6 serious.
6 serious. All right. All right. Your fist crashes through, hits through the chitin, splits it, and you damage it, and you can feel the thing recoil from the pain as you give it a pretty good whack. But now the second one's attacking you, so you can fight back against that one also.
Yeah.
Same thing, targets of 5. Oh, that's all at once.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8.
8.
Mm-hmm.
Sans Joe is rocking. So I got 7. So you do it again. So you tell me this time. So the first one came in, you kind of dodged it, backhanded. Then the other one comes in at you. How do you counterattack that one?
I think he just kind of angle pushes the first one's spear to deflect the second one so that they kind of scissor like around him, and then just brings a hard forearm into the thing's neck, kind of knocking it back.
You hear the crunch and you see his neck kind of move sideways as the chitin kind of all breaks down over here, and he stumbles back as like your blow with the killing edge, just this gout of energy just unleashes and just hammers into him. Very good. It was their attack and you managed to damage him, so that's pretty solid. At 20 will be Sans Joe then. So the two of them are in front of you, kind of reeling from your attack.
So I'll go after the first one.
Okay. So same thing. You're still looking for 5.
Still looking for 5s?
Yep.
1, 2. Oh, geez, that's a lot. 6. 9. Jeez.
9, it's pretty good. I've got 6. I got 9 also. Ties go to the attacker. So you managed to get through him. I'll roll his defense. Still against a 6. All right, you do a bit less damage, but you still manage to get another crack on him. And again, your killing fist just wrap with energy, and you hammer into him, and you can tell that you're having like a good impact on him. Like it's hurting them a lot. Like this is really the best type of weapon to use against them, like any sort of magical weapon. Excellent. After that will be Bambra. Bambra lifts up his assault rifle and just lets loose a burst of rounds, and the bullets hit these things and just bounce off their chitin and don't do any damage. They're explosive rounds. They explode as they hit them, and the impact kind of drives them back a little bit, but it doesn't do any lasting damage. He's like, what the fuck? and he like drops the rifle and he goes for his shotgun, hoping that it's going to do better, but they seem to be immune to normal damage. After that will be Candy.
Am I able to intuit the fact that they're not like, am I obviously seeing that they're not affected by bullets? Do
Yeah.
I understand that Oscar probably wouldn't be effective against these things at all?
Yeah, Oscar would probably, because he's only got that SMG, right? So he'd probably not be super effective. Yeah.
Okay. I send him flying up just in case. But
You want to send him into the hall kind of thing?
not past them. I don't want him near these bug things. I want him within range to shoot them if he needs to like slow them down, but I don't want him to try to like fly past them. I want him like out of danger.
Okay, I put a token there next to your character, so you
Oh.
can use that for your. I'll make a. Well, actually, there's
I'll
not
have him like up here.
No problem.
Um,
So
I'm gonna punch on the shock gloves, because what else am I gonna do? I can't let Sancho fight alone, and I can't hack these things. So
you're gonna try to punch one.
yeah,
Okay, so you're gonna step up and attack the one that Sanjo's been battering, I guess.
yeah. I like rub my knuckles together and get like the sparks going.
No problem. So you're going to roll your unarmed, your melee unarmed skill,
Okay,
and because
which
it's a threat
is-
skill, you get to add your threat dice to it.
Okay, so that's 6 plus 4. Wow, okay, that's a lot. Here we go. What was my target?
So your target is 5s because they've got long weapons,
Okay,
so they got to reach on you.
I've got 6 successes, 3 5s, 3 6s.
All right. Since he's counter-attacking Sanjo, he can't counterattack you. And
Suck it.
he got 4 successes, so you managed to get through and you hit him. Now, here's what happens. You realize that your punch does absolutely nothing to them, but the electrical discharge seems to injure them. So as your
Okay.
gloves activate and shoot the electricity, so roll your damage from your gloves.
3M7S. What does that mean?
Yeah, so 3M is your punching damage, 7S
Okay.
is the electrical damage. Okay?
Okay.
So you don't actually have to roll anything. I'm sorry, I misspoke. You don't roll anything. I roll. I need to know the 7S, and then I roll my body against that. And you had 1 success left over, so 1 of theirs cancels 1 of yours. 2 more brings them down by 1. 2 a moderate. 2 more brings him down to light, and then he doesn't have you. Has only 1 more success. So you hit him, and the electrical discharge hits him, and you can see that it kind of resists it a little bit, but some of the electricity gets in and pops off some of the chitin armor and burns the flesh underneath. So you do some damage to it. It seems to be kind of injured and reeling. So you did a little bit of damage there. It's good.
Awesome.
Skaha.
Is there anything else I can do? That's all I can do, right?
That's all you can do. I was going to say that you could reach out anytime you want. You can reach out to try and see if you can reach the mainframe. So on your
Ooh.
next action, if you want to do that, to see if you're close enough to reach the mainframe, or you can wait until after the combat, whatever you want.
Okay.
I just wanted to say that now that you're inside the building, you can try and reach the mainframe.
Okay, thank you.
Skahak.
Skahawk panics and is
Fair.
going to use stun ball,
Fair.
which is an area of effect spell.
Which is fine. You can choose not to hit your friends.
Oh, I can?
Yeah.
I was perfectly willing to be that she freaks out and they take it, but
You don't have to be the evil one in this case. You don't have to be the one who was
Not
bitching earlier about your
evil.
friends taking you out to then
just
turn around.
incompetence. No, we'll do it. She just tries to do stun ball because it's like I need to hit both of them. They're really I need to get both. So
Not a problem. So you're going to roll your sorcery plus your threat plus that plus 2 power focus dice. Your
and
target
what am I
is
trying to hit?
well, your target is their willpower. Their willpower is 1 because they're male insects, so they have 0 willpower.
Do 6s explode?
They don't. It doesn't matter. Only if you need higher than 6.
Then I get 11.
Yeah. So you don't count ones because ones
11
are automatic
successes.
failures. So you have to count 2s and above. Ones are automatic failures. So you have to count 2s and above.
Yeah, I did not roll a single one. All
Awesome.
11 dice are.
11 dice. Tell me, what power level did you cast this at? So you can cast it up to, it at level 5. So you can cast it up to level 5 if you want.
We're going to say 5 because I already said she panicked. She's just like
Not a problem. So
throwing everything she's got at these guys.
They will use their 1 willpower dice. And this one got a 5. And this one got a 3. So one of them gets nothing. You got how many successes, you said?
11.
Right. So the two of you are fighting these things, and all of a sudden you just hear this detonation, like far, far, and then these things' heads just cave in, and then cave in right inside their bodies, and their entire bodies just seem to like fold in on themselves and fall to the ground into these little curled up balls of chitin and arms and mandibles sticking out, and both of them just flat down, and this green goo just explodes out of them and leaks out everywhere. I'm going to need both Sans Joe and Candy to make a body check. So both of you roll your body, your body dice, versus a target of 10.
What?
Sorry, guys.
Meanwhile,
Target of 10.
because if you roll a 6, you re-roll and add to it.
Can I use athletics?
I will say you can use your, what was that one you had, the sidestep?
Yeah.
I would say you could use that.
Okay.
Oh,
Like you would
God.
see this goo coming and you would, so I'll say it reduces your targets to
Body.
6.
I don't add anything, right? Just body, only body.
Just your body. Meanwhile, Skahawk, you got to roll me drain. So your drain is damage level S plus 1D. So your drains are, so your targets are 4, Skahawk, for your drain. So you roll your willpower. Candy, did you get a success?
I got 1 6. That's the only success I have, right? Because 6s were my goal.
Well, you need to roll a 10. So now you need to roll that 6 and get a 4 on it.
And what was my target?
4.
And how many do I need to hit?
I got 4.
All right.
Ah!
So you see this goo come at you, and you just know if that thing hits you, it's going to give you something. You're going to catch some fucking disease or some shit off of it. And you're just like,
That just ain't right.
throw yourself back. And this thing just kind of flashes by you. And some of it hits you, but your body's natural defense kind of resists. So you don't get, and it's Vitus 3, which is a very terrible disease in this game.
Oh,
so you managed to
Jesus.
escape it. Skahawk,
God.
how many successes did you get?
3, unless I can re-roll my 6s to add.
You don't need to reroll your 6s to add, but you might consider spending a karma point to reroll your failure if you have a lot of dice.
Absolutely will spend one of these lovely karma points I have managed to accrue this
Absolutely.
evening. So I can re-roll every single one that did not succeed, correct?
That's right.
We are going to add only 2 more successes for a total of 5 successes.
All right. Hey, Dantos, I don't know
Which
if you're
I-
saying that because you're leaving, but if you are, thanks for dropping by. I appreciate you, man. Have a good evening. And if you're not leaving, well, you just fooled me. 5 successes, you take a light stun wound because you needed 6 because you cast it at an S. So the strain of casting this thing just pops a couple blood vessels and
So just
you're getting a little
one.
bit of a headache. So you take 1 box of stun damage.
Worth it.
You just sat yourself
Skahawk
down.
is back there and she's like throwing a hand to her head, being like, "Oh my god, that they said it was a sleep spell. I didn't think it was going to turn them to goo. It's supposed to stun them." And she's like freaking out, also just like hand to her head.
That's what happens when you cause so much stun damage that it goes into the physical track and then goes all the way through the physical track.
Natural talent, zero experience.
Exactly.
I don't know what else to tell you about this character.
See,
I guess.
Bambra's looking at you like, Jesus fucking Christ, girl.
Seems so like
Hopefully you
Fought
can
one
keep
of them
doing
before.
that.
I
because that
didn't
was
know
fucking
what I
amazing.
needed to do. I just threw everything I had at it. I just they
Good.
didn't react to you
Good.
shooting them.
Skyhawk. These things are literal fucking evil incarnate. You did a good thing just now. We're fine. We're good.
we're good.
All right,
Yeah.
we're good.
Um,
I need you.
I'm really new to the
Together,
making
'cause-
things explode thing, and it's happened a lot today. I'm just
I hear you. You're valid. I'll pay for your therapy after this, but like I need you to put your big girl panties on so we can finish this shit, okay? I need to hack into the mainframe.
she's just
So-
gonna turn to Patrick and be like, I need another swig of that whiskey if I'm gonna keep doing this.
You can finish it, dear. You can finish all of it. It's all
I'm
yours.
just keeping this, and she takes the swig and just like sticks it in her armor.
Can I have a sip before I try to do this terrible, scary hacking
Oh,
thing?
yeah. And she's just gonna
Thanks.
like
She'll
come
just,
over and, like,
chug,
hand
chug,
you
chug,
this
chug,
glass.
puts her finger
Pa-
up, chug,
Patrick
chug, chug,
looks at
chug, and
you.
hands it back.
Patrick looks at you, Joe, and he goes,
What?
Mandy, go ahead and try to find the mainframe. So you're going to do a decking roll?
Okay. Is it still my super badass all
Yeah.
the dice decking roll?
All the
12?
fat ass dice you got.
hell
All
yeah.
the fat ass dice I got. Okay, hell yeah.
I feel like we're getting a little spoiled since we lost a
I'm
lot of
so-
people for this session.
I'm so spoiled. I'm the fucking chosen one right now. This is wild shit.
Super powered decking, super powered magic. It's like y'all need all the help you can get vibes of like these the
So
add-ons we're
you're
getting.
looking for
Oh
eights.
god. I'm
You're
looking
looking
for
for
what?
Eights.
Oh god, fuck me. I only got 1 6 out of all that.
well,
Hey, I managed to get an
Roll a
8
two
off
or
my
better.
1
Yeah,
6 I
I
did
just
before,
gotta- I
so
just gotta
it's there's still
roll.
hope. There's still hope.
Yeah, okay, okay, rolling. Ah, it's a 1.
No,
Can
you
I
have
use a
karma?
karma point to
You
reroll
can.
this?
All this means is right now you can't detect the mainframe. But if you want to spend
No,
a karma
I'm
point,
using it.
go for it. Reroll
That's
everything.
a 5.
Oh, you could have reroll. No, reroll everything. If you're rerolling your failures, reroll everything from the beginning.
Because even
The
the
whole
1
roll.
6
The
counts
whole-
as a
the whole
failure,
pool?
right?
The
Yeah.
whole pool?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah. Okay, all right.
Yay, karma points.
Yay, karma
Reminder
point.
that if you're watching and want to help out our friends here,
Oh.
you can donate bits. For 100 bits, you can buy the player of your choice. Karma point. I do believe DM Dave bought me one earlier, so I've got one here
I got 3
that I would
Traitor.
use at the worst possible time.
I got 3 6s. I'm gonna roll those again.
Much better chances. Fingers
Much better
crossed.
chances. 4, 2, and a 4. So they're
Those
all
Those are all
above
8s,
eight.
at least
Yeah,
8s
those are
then.
all 8s. Those are all above 8s.
How many?
3 successes.
3 successes.
You reach out again, sort of open the world around you, step through it. You see the layout of this thing like almost like lights just turning on into darkness. Like you see like lines all sort of connecting. You see all the different pass locks, and you kind of get a basic idea of the layout of the place. You know it's not that big. There's only a couple more rooms.
I'm in.
You eventually reach that big ball of nothingness that was in the center, and you can now feel that behind it is a computer system that normally you should not be able to reach because it's not connected to the matrix, but somehow and think of it kind of like your Bluetooth now. You can just sort of reach in and connect whenever you want. You feel it, it's in front of you, it's big, it's massive, it's ugly, it's very dangerous. I repeat, it is very dangerous. Do you want to try and hack in?
Yes.
Okay. So you got 3 successes earlier. Okay.
Yep, I
You
did.
needed only 1 to detect it. So I'm going to keep your 2 successes in bank. Your other 2 successes in the bank.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And now
Now.
I'm scared.
Now you're scared. So now you're going to try to hack into this thing. Okay. So you're going to use all your dice again, your big pool thing. Now, this is probably a good time for you to take a look at your softs.
Yeah. I think now's the time to use all that shit.
And you're going to be looking at your softs, and you're probably going to want to use, I would say, are you trying to like fucking attack it, or are you trying to kind of sneak your way into it?
I feel like Candy's style is more sneaky.
All right, so you're going to use one of your Skulker's Delights, which is going to add 3
Okay.
dice.
Oh
Your sleazing attempt.
I need to find more dice. Hold on.
Hey!
I have some right here.
And
This is why I like pulled out for this evening, like this brick of D6s I bought forever ago when I thought I was going to play Shadowrun for the first time. And then that game never ended up happening. So it was like ready to go. Just like, I've never played, but I know the word is that I'm going to need all these D6s.
All the D6s.
So like I had this brick of D6s.
I have
ready to
so
go.
That's why those
D6s
bricks
right now.
exist.
Mandy,
Yeah, how many dice am I rolling? What am I rolling right
you
now?
are rolling your so your decking, which is
Okay. 12.
8
8
plus your threat, so that's 12.
Yep, 12
All right.
plus.
So that plus 3 from the Skulker's Delight. So you're using up one of your Skulker's Delight softs, which adds 3 dice to your sleaze roll.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Your targets are 10.
Oh my god. Okay.
Now
Okay.
you have 2 successes in bank.
Yep.
Okay. This is what's called a black system. If
Offline.
it attacks you, it's going to try to kill you.
Cool. Great. Awesome. Love that for me.
This is that moment where guys pulling the plugs out of the matrix and they're
Yeah, exactly.
dropping.
Okay. I got 1, 2, 3 more 6s that I need to re-roll. I can't believe I only got all the rest of them are like 5s and 4s. I was so close. Okay, I'm gonna move these out the way. And now I'm gonna re-roll these 3. My target was 10.
Yeah.
I got 1 success.
Okay. Do you want to spend a karma point and reroll failures if you have any left? Or I'm going to tell you, probably not that necessary right now.
Not necessary. Okay, I will not. I do have some karma points left though.
Okay.
But if you're saying I don't need them, I won't use it.
Well, because I'm going to 3 is going to be enough to get in and get the lay of the land.
Okay.
And once you're in, the rolls are a little easier to make.
Okay.
Okay. So with your 3 successes, you managed to get inside the system. The system is very small, very self-contained. Okay.
Oh my
You
God,
are basically in a central node, and you can see that there are 3 other nodes connected to it. And it's designed similar to the one you saw when you hacked into that car driving license plate thing company. So there's one that's got
these fucking guys again.
Yeah. There's one node. There's one node. So you have a central node and you have 3 connected to it. There's one node that's got security, one node that's got data, and one node that has no indication what it is.
Oh man. I can't resist the unknown shit.
Yeah, of course. So
it's just labeled folder.
So right now, it took your 3 successes to get
porn.
in. It took your 3 successes to get in. So now you're in the lobby of this thing.
Oh shit.
Hacking the other things it's a little easier. Okay. We're going to continue because you can do this as we go on. So right now you're sitting in there and you're looking at these 3 things, and I want you to figure out which one you want to try to hack first, knowing that at any point in time, if you fail or trip an alarm, the system's going to turn on you. So think of that. So think on it. Yes.
Okay, when we come back to me, can you tell me again what the things are?
Yeah, security, data, and a question mark.
Okay, I will relay that to the group. Those are my options of things to hack into. I was like, I'm just like, I can see it, and I'm actually in, and now here are my options, and I list them out: security and
Data
all that stuff.
and
Data and question mark.
question mark.
I want the question mark, but like, I need you to talk me off the ledge if that's a little too crazy, okay?
I don't know. Do
'Cause-
we think that they would just have stuff like where Vicky is in just like data?
Yeah, but what if I can take down the whole thing, though? What if I can just shut the whole fucking thing down?
Candy,
Yeah?
just a reality question.
Uh-huh. I'm not good at reality, but I'll try.
I know. If you go poking around in there, what's the danger to you?
Oh, I'll probably die. But I'm
Right.
in. Do you have any idea how fucking hard it is to hack into a blacked out network? It's essentially offline.
I'm
I'm
getting,
hacking shit that's offline right now.
yeah, I'm getting the clues.
Yeah.
But we just killed 2
I'm a
bugs.
little scared, Sancho. I'm not gonna lie, buddy. We've been working together a long time. I'm a little scared right now. So I need you to just like tell me to do the whole all gas no brakes thing, or I'm gonna chicken out. So,
Okay, so let's
need to know what
pump
to
the
do.
brakes for a moment.
okay.
Take a breath. We move because there's 2 squished bugs here that
Yep.
may or may not have gotten a warning on.
I can sit. It probably won't kick me out. Probably.
So why don't we delve a little deeper physically, find a secure place, and then you safely as you can.
I mean, now that we're past the barriers, I could try checking everything out astrally again and see if
So-
I couldn't find more information now.
The thing you're thinking is that background count is probably throughout the entire place because they're probably
Never mind. Do not want to see this place with my sensing roll. I'm gonna get fucked. This place is a horror house, and I do not want to see it.
So one thing I'll tell you also, Candy, is that
Yeah.
the room on the right, so you see where it is on the left, sorry, see where this
Uh-huh.
door leads?
Uh-huh.
Just from what you've seen on the system, you would know it's an elevator. It's
Okay.
Up or down.
probably not the door you want.
Okay, we don't want to go that way, and I just blindly
I mean, you
point.
can go and check it, and it's an elevator.
Actually, am I able to like see outside world while I'm diving? Like, do I?
Yeah,
Can I have,
right
like, a
now
little
you're-
camera
right now
up
you're seeing
so I can
both
guide myself.
Kind of superimposed over each other, kind of thing.
Okay. Yep.
So you
Okay.
can-
I got this. I'm breathing. We don't want to go this way. That's an elevator. So maybe potential escape route. Probably not a good idea. Let's go this way. And I just kind of like, I'm also like tuned into the baseline security as well to make sure we don't set anything off.
So I will also tell you that
I've
the
got
room,
like 10 screens up in my brain right now.
the room to the north has
Mm-hmm.
electronic equipment in it. You can tell that. The room to the east has nothing in it. It's completely black.
Oh, do we want electronics room or spooky dark I can't see into it room?
Think there's any equipment that can help you?
I mean, we
You don't
can
think that
look.
it's anything like that? Like it feels
I
like
don't
it's
think it's-
monitors.
I don't think it's the right
so-
kind of equipment for this. I think I'm the only equipment I can have any use in here.
I mean, heading for the blackout thing has gotten us somewhere so far. I guess let's do that again.
Anybody opposed? I'm all for adventure. If I'm gonna fucking die today, it might as well be interesting.
So you head off then towards the east?
Yeah.
When you get
Nice.
there, the door is locked. And since it's a new room, you're going to have to attempt to hack it.
Okay, and that is decking plus threat rating.
Yeah.
Dropping my dice, sorry. What's my target for this?
It's the same that it was earlier, which I believe is 6.
6? 2 successes.
Okay. The door unlocks. Before, as you're doing that, Oscar says, I've been thinking, Candy. Do you think these things are, how shall we say, susceptible to fire?
They're definitely susceptible to electricity, so theoretically speaking, also fire.
Well, perhaps you could quickly jury rig my system so that some of the fuel that's running through my lines could be shot out, and perhaps find some way to build an ignition device that would set on fire and effectively give me what do you call them? A flamethrower.
Oscar, you're a fucking genius. Hey guys, I'm gonna make a flamethrower really quick.
Sure.
Oh, that's not even close to the weirdest thing she's put on that thing.
It was that kind of toaster.
The connotations of that are fucking terrible. I'm fucking dead.
So go ahead, make a build and repair roll.
Oh my god, I'm rolling so much. I feel like I'm taking up so much time. I'm so sorry, you guys.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Like the Decker's life. Oh, build and repair. You got 4 dice.
Why did I have to pick the main character class? I wanted to be sneaky. Build and repair. Wait, so yes, okay.
It's 4 dice for you.
Oh, this one's cocked. Can I re-roll it?
Yeah,
It's really
go
on
for
its side. Okay,
for it.
cool. Okay. What's my target again?
I would say your target is 5. Give me a 5.
I got 1 success then.
All right. So it takes you a little bit of time, but you managed to jury rig something. And he's not gonna have a ton of shots. He's gonna have like 5 shots before like he runs out because he's not, built for this. But you got 5 shots of flamethrower off him if you want.
My boy!
Flamethrower.
You just watch me fucking mid panic attack build a flamethrower.
Proud mama.
This is how I cope. I build
Her
destruction.
darling boy has
My
become a flamethrower.
My boy
And
is a
become
man.
death. You open the door. When you open the door to this room, you see a large cavernous space. It is very old. It is built of brick. There is a staircase that leads up. There are strange colored braziers that are burning. Everywhere are these strands. At first you think they're cobwebs, but then you realize they are biological material, and they're very, very sticky and slick, and they're just sort of covering everything. And
Biotech?
no, they're like saliva almost.
Ew.
Like some sort of saliva. At the top of the stairs, in all its glory, you see a giant, fat fly queen.
Oh, Jesus.
Standing amongst a bunch of eggs. There are sacks that are pulsing. She is moving around, and this saliva that you see everywhere is dripping from its mandibles and sort of covering everything. And she's using her hands to sort of cover it, and the same sort of building up the sacks around things that are moving with her. And she's not that big. I just enbigged her to show you, but she's pretty big.
Oh, okay.
Okay, cool.
Talk about a heart attack.
Yeah, I was
it's not
like,
that
oh,
big, sorry.
Jesus.
And standing at the top of the stairs in front of her are 2 more of those
No.
guard things that you saw earlier. The
I shut
stench
them off.
here is one of rot, of refuse. You can see detritus everywhere, bits of rotting food and other organic matter that you don't want to sort of focus and concentrate on. It just smells like the single worst hole that you could ever imagine. Everything is kind of slimy and sticky. The stone stairs have like this mucus sort of covering all of it. And everywhere are flies. Thousands and thousands of black flies just hovering everywhere, buzzing around you. You're covered in them. They're like just trying to get in under your clothes and your nose, sort of everywhere. Patrick says, Good fucking mother of Christ, what is this fucking horror?
It ain't a mother of Christ, as far as I know.
And the two guards notice you,
Yeah.
and it is initiative.
Wait, so this is the room that was dark, right?
Yeah.
This is not the electronics room. Okay.
That's right.
I hacked the door is fucking closed.
Damn it. Almost got
shut
in that
the door.
door.
You can.
I was like already looking at my sheet, being like, do I have grenades? Just like fucking throw them in, close the door, and
Oh, that's a good
set. Are there any hostages in the room? No. Burn the whole place down. Burn the whole fucking place down.
I'm
But
with
anyway.
that. Do
We
you
can't
have
fucking do that.
fire?
What if Vicky's in there somewhere?
Then she ain't in there.
She's probably dead. No, let's go.
Yeah, she's probably dead. Anyway, okay, initiative, right?
Initiative.
19 for Sans Joe.
Oh god. 6 plus 5, 11. Oh right, you were calling us in order. I'm so sorry.
Okay, I'll call you in a second. So Sans Joe,
19.
Candy,
11.
Skahawk.
9.
Oh, that's better than earlier.
Not bad.
Yeah, I rolled okay this time. Not that it moves me any further up in the order as far as we're concerned, and probably not them either, considering the rolls of the previous bugs we ran into. But
Mhm.
Yeah.
The
I
two
can
guards-
feel like I did a better job.
Yes, the two guards move at 26, like the two you faced earlier. The queen moves at 40.
Oh, okay. Just a moderate 40.
40?
Sheesh.
Just
Twice my max.
just a 40.
Okay.
As she's gonna hold her action though, because she's gonna send her dudes first. These two guards are gonna come down. I know you're still kind of behind the door. Just for ease of map, I'm gonna put you in front of the door, but if ever you decide that you want to back out, just let me know and we'll assume you're still behind the door. I'm just gonna
Okay.
put you on the map so that you're
I will be in front of everyone.
Oh
the
god.
queen goes, and the two of the guards come running down again with their fleshy spears, and come at you crazy hard. All right, Sanjo, one's coming at you.
Here we go again.
Wait,
Targets
why
of
am I in the
5.
front? I'm small.
Yeah,
So
you can
small.
rearrange your order. I don't know. Like Patrick would have probably gone in the front, to be honest. So you can be in the back.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, targets of 5 there.
6, 7, 8, 8.
I got a shitty roll, so you should be able to do something.
Get him, Joe.
I'm doing well on the unarmed attacks.
I mean, I get the feeling that's kind of supposed to be your shtick the same way I do magic and
Yeah.
How many
Most
successes?
decking.
Good.
So
How many successes did you get?
8.
8. That's pretty good. So he got 4, so he's going to cancel 4 of yours. And
Getting
then,
used to fighting these things.
uh,
I'm getting used to these things. Let's do this.
right. So you're doing pretty good. He doesn't manage to bring it down. So when you punch him, he comes in and swings, and you kind of dodge, and then you just sort of solar plexus, right punch him, and you got a solid hit. The chitin armor cracks, his chest sort of caves in, the skin burns under the magical power of your blow, and he really kind of stumbles, and you can tell you've seriously wounded him with that blow. It was pretty solid. So that one kind of crumbles. The other one's going to attack Patrick, and Patrick's really not that good at unarmed, so it's going to be ugly. 1, 2, 3.
Throwing you, Patrick.
The other one comes in with his spear and just sort of rams through Patrick and sort of lifts him up. And it's like, holy fucking Christ, that hurts. As he's kind of being lifted up like a sausage at the end of a toothpick on this spear. And his legs are just sort of kicking around. And he's just kind of stuck at the top of that. And the guy kind of slams him down with the spear. But it's like, oh, fuck, that hurts even more. As the guy kind of rams him into the ground with his spear. and he's he's not happy.
Not great. Not doing great.
Not doing great. At 19, Sans Joe.
I mean, punched him once, let's punch him again.
Do that, man. He's going to try to counterattack because that's what his gig is. What he's hired to do. A little better.
Oh shit, I rolled better.
Well, that's good. Wait, that's not a success.
So that's 10 successes.
10 successes.
They were all 5s.
He got 5, so that's going to take out 5 of yours, but I think he's done. Yep, that's just one more success. How do you want to kill this thing?
This is so first punch was the solar plexus. I've ducked under his guard. So the next one I'm just gonna come up and do the kind of like almost kidney punch, but instead I'm gonna punch through him and cut him in half.
And this central part is all segmented and sort of smaller. And when you do that, you do just that. It explodes as it rips in half. The top part tumbles down, and the legs sort of take a couple of steps and then fall down. Sprays everyone with the goo, but I'll say that you managed to sort of avoid the worst of it now that you know what these things do. All right. After Sans Joe, it is Bambra. Bambra is just sort of pitted on this thing, and he's just going to try to sort of get himself out of it with his puny strength and not manage. So he's still kind of, the thing is just kind of pushing down into the ground, the spear into him, and he's like, no, really, this fucking hurts, guys. If you can fucking do something about it before jeez. Mother, I should have listened to you and become an accountant. Candy, next.
It's me?
Yeah, it's you.
Okay. Okay, one of them's dead, one of them's alive. I'm gonna step forward in front of Bambra because he's on the ground, right? And I'm gonna try to, I guess, I don't even know. I'm not gonna try to punch because like clearly the full-on punching isn't enough. I just have to hit it.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna unarmed.
Go for
melee unarmed, which is I get the 6
You
plus
could
my
also, you could
strength.
if you want. I'm sorry. You could if you want use the attack from your drone.
I only get 5 of those shots, right? Yeah, we still gotta kill the big one, so I'm not gonna do that yet.
No problem.
I have video game logic. I'm a decker. So that's
Hoard
10
those
dice
potions
for me,
until you
right?
die.
It's the 6 for melee unarmed plus my strength, which is 4, right?
No, plus your threat.
Plus my threat, which is also 4. So great. Perfect. I'm still rolling 10 dice. Cool.
Hell
Oh gosh. What's my target again? 6?
5.
Oh, 5. Oh, even better. Okay. That is 5 successes.
Unfortunately, he got 7. So as you approach and reach out to touch him, he's still got Patrick's kind of skewered on his spear, and he just reaches out.
My failures to see if I can.
You can if you want. Yeah.
Fuck it. I got 3 karma points left.
Go
no,
for
I got
it.
2. I'm just gonna re-roll the fails, right?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, hey, that was a 6. The one that dinged. I got 2 more successes.
2 more ties
So
go
7.
to the attacker, so you make it just under the wire. As it goes to backhand you, and you just sort of shift and slap his hand as it goes by in this charge.
Yeah, just kind of backhand him.
All right.
Doesn't look impressive, but it gets the job done.
No, it doesn't look impressive at all. I'm not a fist fighter. I just have these things just in case I need them.
Again, the electricity sort of creeps in, busts off some of the chitin armor, and burns the skin underneath it. Skahak.
The most uncool I've ever looked. I'm just like, whack it.
Let the gloves.
I'm extremely torn in the moment between trying to like
kill all your friends and kill these guys.
No, I was gonna say heal Patrick or attack because I can only do one, right? I have to if I was gonna heal him, that's the spell. That's my move for the round.
Yeah. Oh, Danny boy.
I think they look like they're doing a pretty good job already.
Yeah.
I'm gonna heal Patrick.
All right. He's got an essence of 5 also. So you're looking for targets of 5. Poor Patrick.
1, 2,
He was just in love.
6.
I mean, maybe it's
And he
better
bop
this
into
way.
the-
He may have been in
Sounds-
love, but he was a little bit
9,
creepy.
10,
He'll be okay for 2
11,
seconds.
12. I get to do 13 because as a bear, I also get the +2, right? That's what we established earlier.
Yeah.
And my target number is 5.
5.
Okay, I'm gonna use a karma.
How many successes did you get?
4.
Well, it's gonna heal most of his. It's up to you.
I got karma.
All right. Karma, chameleon. You come and go.
Or I can shake my dice in a way that makes them go all over my floor, like a
Rouge.
That's a party foul.
That's a party foul. Good thing I've got so many extra dice. Only 2 more successes, but I'll take it.
Okay.
Come on, Patrick, pull your weight.
No problem. You get down, you heal him, you see all his wounds start to close. He's like, that feels wonderful. It's like the wonderful breeze coming in.
I feel like
from
as she's doing it, she
door.
also like yanked out the spear. It was not gentle. She has no bedside manner at
none
all.
whatsoever. Ow, that fucking hurt almost as much as when it went in. So you are about to find out now why the Shadowrun system is deadly. Because now that everyone is gone, you subtract 10 from your initiative. So the queen is still holding, but the true form will go at 16. The other true form's dead. Sans Joe will go at 9. Bambra would go at 4. Skahak, 9 minus 10 is 0, so you don't get to go anymore. And Andy, 11 minus 10 is 1, so you'll get 1 more action. So now you have
Do
to
I
sit
get
there.
do I get to trigger
No, you have to do it at the start.
spell
of the turn.
lock?
You have to do it at the start of the turn. I mean,
Damn
you
it.
could open it, but it's not going to be active. So now
Got
they all
it.
get to go again and beat on you. That's what is deadly about speed. The queen now is going to get involved in this because she sees her guards are not doing the job.
Should have fucked the queen when I had the chance.
Yeah. She's going to...
Exactly what I
Wow.
was thinking.
I said what I said.
This game is just going in places that I never imagined.
I mean, me neither.
The queen's going to come
she's
down.
there.
The queen is going to, I think, use her power of compulsion. She gets to create an overriding compulsion in any target she sees within 10 meters of her that cannot be resisted. And I think she will take a quick look at it. It's not going to be too bad because she's going to take a look at you and she's going to see that Skahak's got magic and she's going to focus on Skahak. But Skahak doesn't have an action anymore, so it's not going to be too bad. But she's going to create a compulsion in you, Skahak, to run away.
Boo.
So you're going
What a
to
first
run.
job for Skahak.
That's right. So you're going to feel this extreme compulsion to run away. So you're not going to be able to do anything about it this turn, but once you have an action, we'll see how that goes. And then she's going to
Bye,
attack.
guys.
You can do that. And she's going to attack Sans Joe because he's right there. Sans Joe, you can fight back.
Yeah. Is my target still 5?
Your target is 4 because it doesn't have a reach weapon.
Oh.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And most of those were 4s.
many successes did you get?
9.
Okay. I got a hell of a lot more. Like, a lot more. So defend against a 14 minus your armor.
Okay.
So you roll your body plus threat if ever your body is your threat.
It's not, but
Okay. So roll your
So-
body. And your target is, as I was saying, 14 minus your armor.
14 minus my armor. Okay. Roll 6 dice. And I got 3 6s, so I gotta blow those up. And I got 3 successes.
You got 3 successes. And you had how many successes earlier?
9.
You take a serious wound as it comes in with the claw and just batters you down, and you feel like bones just crunch and crack all the way down into your chest, and you're smacked right down to the ground as you take a serious wound from this attack.
Wow.
And then the other true form is going to go. It's going to try to attack Skahawk. Skahawk, you are under compulsion to run. But you can defend yourself. So you can roll your melee unarmed if you want. Or armed. You have armed, right?
I have armed. I was going to say, because
Yeah.
I've got my spear.
Melee armed. So you can roll your melee arm. You can roll your threat dice if your melee arm is threat. And you can roll the
It
2
is.
dice. And then you can roll the 2 dice from the weapon focus.
Oh, I didn't update because Oh, that's my rating. It's not tied to my strength specifically. Okay.
Exactly.
1. And what's my target?
Your target is you have a spear, so you get a reach of +1. So your target is 3. Sorry.
Oh, do I
You get a
add
spear
the
too.
2 to my dice pool as well?
Yeah, I add the 2, but he's got a spear too, so it cancels out. So your target is 4.
So I get
That's
2
right.
extra die, but my target is 4.
Yeah.
You're not going to believe this. I'm taking a picture because I don't think you're going to believe me.
I believe you.
I rolled a 4, 2 5s, and 5 6s.
That's pretty crazy. I like it. That's pretty crazy. So what's that total number of successes?
I guess that is a total of 8 successes.
That's pretty hardcore, and it's going to save your life. This thing's got 9 successes. So it actually manages to hit you, but those 8 successes take away 8 of its successes. So it hits you with 1 success. So that roll is going to save your life. Now roll your body. You roll the number of dice equal to your body. And your target is going to be 2s to resist the damage. To take no damage, you need to roll 4 2s, sorry.
I only roll 3.
All right, so you take a light physical wound as the spear you kind of just parry the spear a little bit and it kind of cuts into your shoulder and you take 1 physical wound, 1 light wound.
Of all the rolls to do that well on.
But it saved your life.
It's not like these dice have done me many favors, but I am thankful for that roll.
However, you just took physical damage.
I did.
And you are a bear shaman. So please go ahead and give me a willpower test to see if you resist going.
So for the willpower test, I'm rolling my willpower, which
Yep.
adds my threat, and 4s are my target. So as long as I get all 4, I resist. Is that my understanding?
You need to get, you're going to need
Or
2
is it, do I
fours.
need
You're going
4
to need 3
successes?
4s. You need 3 4s, in fact.
3 4s.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I do hit that.
Okay. So you managed to keep control. I will say the advantage
five
of
successes.
almost going into the rage is that it fights off the compulsion. So you no longer have the compulsion to run away.
Yay!
Because your rage kind of cut through it. Now you just want to stay here and punch this fucking thing in the face. Then we go to Sans Joe. Did you take your action, Sans?
Not yet. I just tried to defend against the queen, and that did not work.
So go for your action, Sans Joe.
Well, at -3 now. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 successes.
You're attacking the queen or the worker, the guard?
I'm going after. No, I'm going after the guard.
Okay. Actually, it's probably not a bad idea because at least you can probably take him out. How many successes?
6.
Okay. You got 4, so that's 2 left for you. Gonna roll his body. It's a pretty shitty roll. It's 1 more success. So that's a serious wound. So you kill him. How do you want to finish this thing off?
After getting smacked by the queen, he is like holding an arm to his ribs to keep them from separating anymore. And he's gonna evaluate the queen and go, no, I ain't punching that. And he's just gonna reach around and just throw a haymaker that lands in the back of the head of the other guard that's so focused on everyone in front of him. And it just kind of punches through the back of the head. And he kind of pulls his hand out and wipes the goo off.
Candy, it's your turn.
Yeah.
Oscar says, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, Oscar says what?
Oscar says, Candy, I detect a maw on that thing. Perhaps if you would be willing to assist me, I could find my way in there and you could activate the self-destruct feature.
No, my boy.
Well,
I love
Yes.
Oscar. Oscar's
sacrifice that I am willing to make. My readings of Sans Joe indicate that he's grievously wounded. I honestly fear for your life in front of this thing. If with my sacrifice I can ensure that you survive, then I would willingly make this sacrifice.
Did you finish your backup today? I can always rebuild you later.
I did, while we were in the Bulldog van.
Oh, you're the best. Okay. It'll just be for a little bit, and then I'll build you just the same as before, okay?
I'll be waiting.
My boy! Okay.
So give me a decking roll to control him enough to get right where you need him to be. This thing has got these mandibles, and underneath it, there's this maw that opens up. And it's rearing up, and it looks like it's going to tear a Sans Joe a new one, because it gets 3 more actions before anyone does anything.
So I get my 12 die again. Okay. Uh-oh, this one I don't think counts because it was sideways. Oh, cool. What was my target?
Your target is a 6. It's a pretty difficult proposition.
Okay. 3 successes.
All right, you expertly navigate Oscar right down under the mandibles that sort of slice and try to catch him, but he slips just underneath it and kind of just gets in there. And all you hear is, oh my, it is very, very disturbing in here. And
Oh, buddy.
do you hit the self-destruct button?
Yeah, I initiate the self-destruct sequence.
Goodbye. And the explosion, very similarly to Mr. Johnson, who started this entire thing when he hired you. The explosion that happens deep in the back of the throat of this thing takes out the back of its neck and then explodes up, and you see bits and pieces of Oscar shrapnel flying out, ripping this thing's head apart. The eyes, the bulbous eyes, explode in goo, and the tentacles and not the mandibles and the antenna just fly everywhere. And for a moment, this headless body with a charred chest stands there and just topples down in front of you, and little bits and pieces of Oscar rain down.
Boy.
Wait, is it confetti? Was he filled with confetti?
It's Oscar Fetty. It's glitter. He was definitely filled
Glitter.
with
Oh
He
no,
definitely had
Oscar
glitter on
Fetty.
him.
glitter.
this little.
Oh
He definitely
man,
had glitter on him.
I'm never getting that out. Oh.
Can I salvage any pieces of him from this?
You sort of look through very quickly, and you find one of the pieces of this outer casing that's got written on it is
His
number.
designation.
Yeah, which is let's find
That's
it.
so sad.
It is O-SKR-7.
Oh, buddies. I take it. I'll
You
use it
pick
in
it up.
in the next model of him since I have him backed up.
Little
You
Groot.
having successfully killed this thing, and because it is already 15 minutes past the hour, I will tell you what happens next. You will climb the stairs through here. You will find a door in the back that leads into another chamber. In that chamber, you will find this room, and I will show you in a second. You find in this room these large containers filled with this weird sort of dark amber amniotic fluid. You see in various stages of transformation the bodies of several beings. You see a dwarf who has half the side of his head is the bulbous head of a fly, and he's got a mandible growing out, and chitin already starting to replace part of his body. Another one looks like it has failed completely, as the head has kind of melted and fallen apart, but you can see wings that have started to sprout out of the back. You see another one, an elf, tall and slender with dark skin, with two bulbous fly eyes and small mandibles that started to sprout, and some antennae that were rolling out behind the ears. Another one looks like a grotesque half human, half insect, as part of the body is already covered in chitin and segments and claws, but there's still a little bit of a face, and the face that you see is one of horror in that room. And as you approach, Patrick will look at the one that's a female elf, and he'll be like, "Vicky!" And he rushes over, and he falls to his knees in front of the tank, and he looks up, and you, now that you see her clearly, you can clearly see that part of her face that's still elf, and you remember the portrait that Mr. Johnson had shown you of Vicky, which was this. You see her floating in this strange insect amniotic fluid tank. You can see a spark of life still in her eyes, but half of her head is transformed into that of a fly, and part of her body also. Bambra is on his knees in front of it, his head against the glass, just crying.
On second thought, I don't think I'll fall in love with her at first sight.
Maybe I could
I would
see if I can help her.
I think it's too late for that.
I think there's only one help we can offer any of these poor souls.
She's still alive, though.
We have
My
to.
point.
We have to put them out of their misery.
Yeah.
We can't leave them like this. I'm sorry, loved. I failed you. I'm sorry. And he kind of gets up. Still in pain. We can't leave them like this. It's too horrible a fate.
No,
We have to destroy this.
We do.
Can
I
you,
do.
drain the tanks there, Candy?
Let's find out what's in the mystery folder, shall we?
Why not?
All right. So make me one final roll, Candy. All your wonderful, awesome little dice. Oh no, wait! You don't even need to because you had. No, yeah, sorry. You need to get one. So your target is 8.
Okay.
And in order to
get, and I'm rolling 12 die.
Yeah.
Again. Okay. Okay. I got my target's 8s, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me move all the ones that weren't 6s. I got 5 6s, so I'm gonna roll now.
Nice.
Skok, inside of you, you hear Bear growling as he sees all of this and realizes how unnatural all of this is.
I'm trying to get 8s, you said?
Yeah.
Better than 2.
I got 5 successes.
That's
Nice.
awesome. You needed 3. So you open up that folder. The first thing you find in there is financial records, access to banks, all the donations that have been coming
downloading everything.
There are millions of new yen. Not all of it easily accessible, but you have information on all of it. And there's tons of it in there. You download all of that. You download information on where all the goods of the people that they've brought in have been hidden. You find an entry for the diamond necklace, if ever you the ruby necklace. You could go and find at some point if you want. You find information on that. You find the names and the list of all the people that they've erased and taken and brought here, and they number in the hundreds and the thousands throughout the world of people they've done this to. There is information about chapter houses everywhere. There's something happening in Chicago. There is a lot of traffic, a lot of information, a lot of data concerning Chicago. A lot of the people that they've brought here are being taken there. So there's something big that's going on in Chicago. And on top of that, you get access to the controls for this thing. You can, if you want, shut them down, and you realize that these things flush down into the burning pits that you saw downstairs earlier. For when things don't go well.
I initiate it.
As you initiate it, there's this loud sucking sound as all these tanks empty very quickly. You barely have time to see them go. In the last split second before Victoria Dell goes down into the thing, you see her one good eye look at you, and it looks like she's looking at you in gratitude. There's just this final kind of spark of hope in it as the body gets flushed downstairs and the 4 tanks seal up. And downstairs, you imagine the burning begins.
I want to copy everything, and who's the best person to leak all this to? This Mr. World guy?
I mean, he might be interested in this.
Okay.
Okay,
I've got backups. I've got copies.
We could go to Chicago and try to dismantle them ourselves.
If we expose them to the world, they have no power left.
They'll just go underground somewhere else.
If we take all this money and all their stuff and expose them to the world, they have no power left, and then we can get rid of them.
But
they won't have anything to protect them.
Candy, have you never cornered an animal before?
Why would I corner an animal? That's stupid.
It's a hypothetical. An animal is most dangerous when it's cornered and has no way out. We go spreading this around, they won't try to hide. They'll just come all out at once.
I mean, you've seen how many people are part of this, that how much damage could they do before? What, are we trusting authorities are going to do something about this in time?
How many of them are in the authority?
I look at the list. Is it a lot? Do I see like public figures and stuff?
Yeah, you see definitely public figures, but you also find information about people they consider enemy, people that are seemingly onto them or have been trying to get onto them. There's a bit of a network of that. There is mention that Ares, which is a big mega corporation, one of the biggest weapon maker, are onto them and have been actively working against them. So there are people out there that are acting against them. You find information on Patrick Bembra as, you know, an interloper, someone who's kind of been sniffing around, and Wanderly, the other guy you'd heard about. And in one of the last files, you see pictures of all of you with your name and information.
If I erase this information from this system, does it erase it from all of them?
You could basically write a program that would sniff that out. So you would erase it here, and then you would unleash a program in the Matrix that would hunt it down and try to.
I'm gonna do that.
No
I
problem.
want to erase the data on everybody who is opposed to them, so that they have to start over their search again.
So
But keep a copy for yourself so we can reach out.
Oh
to
yeah,
them.
I have copies and backups, and they're encrypted and all that shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
fucking
I think
triple
we
encrypted,
reach out.
quadruple encrypted.
Yeah,
Ultra
we need to
encrypted.
pass this information to people, and
But
if they're already researching, they're the best people to get
I
a
think
leg
I
up
know.
on what they're already doing.
I think I know who can help us with this.
okay, I trust you, Candy. I also trust that if we linger here much longer,
Yeah, let's get the fuck out of here.
I'm gonna lose a rib or something.
yeah,
Oh right, sorry, buddy. I'm working
Rub
as
some
fast as
dirt
I
on
can.
it. No,
I'm rubbing dirt on it. There's
Yeah, even though I want to like completely implode the system, I do the erasure. I leave the program behind. Like I code something really fast and leave that behind, and then I back out of the system once I
absolutely.
have everything.
Just even leaving the Matrix system leaves you feeling kind of covered in goo, and it's just kind of
God,
you
so gross.
I
will
know
make
this
it out
place
of
is
here.
disgusting.
Way too
Let's get
long.
out of here.
Please.
You will make it out of here fairly rich now, having downloaded a whole bunch of money, and with perhaps
Bye.
a new mission ahead of you of trying to oppose the Universal Brotherhood and what they're doing. It seems that there are allies for you out there, perhaps somewhere in the shadows that you may find, but you also have a lot of weapons. You have information, and in this day and age, information is the greatest weapon available. Bear howls inside of you. You know that he hates this, and he definitely wants you to continue the fight against these things. Bembra and Sans Joe, supporting each other, both wounded deeply here. Sans Joe physically because he got stabbed and broken by the Queen, and Bembra because
He's
he
heartbroken.
never got to tell her he loved her.
Sans Joe's like,
Aw.
hey, just don't cry on.
I mean,
cry
Bembra
free
did-
from me.
Bembra
Oh,
did
wait.
also get stabbed with a spear.
Yeah, well, you healed
I'm
her.
assuming my healing didn't completely undo that.
Yeah, you did. You
Oh!
got a 6. Yeah.
Well then,
Yeah.
he needs to walk it off. Rub some dirt in it.
As you
His
escape
broken
out
heart.
and fade away,
Walk off that
into the
broken
shadows.
heart.
Oh my god.
As you run out, escape, and fade out into the shadows, there's one last thing. As you disappear to go plot your next move and figure out what to do next and sort of absorb everything that you've seen here today, Candy, you hear in the back of your head as you're running out of the subway, you hear, "Well, that was rather unpleasant. I hope we never have to do that again."
Oscar?
Yes.
Oh, right. Your backup. Oh, God.
You realize that it's not the backup, that chip is in your pocket or something. You just feel his presence there.
What the fuck?
I hear you've met Mr. World.
Met Mr. World?
Oh, sorry. I hear you've been contacted by Mr. World. I've long wanted to speak with him. Perhaps we can meet him together.
Oscar?
Yes.
What?
Don't worry, Candy. Everything's going to be just fine.
Okay.
You are the number one hacker in the world.
You're right, I am.
And on that note, we will finish here tonight a little bit late. I'm very sorry. Always happens with these games. You have defeated the queen. Unfortunately, Vicky was already too far gone by the time you got there, but you uncovered a dire conspiracy and perhaps will be able to give fighting hope to the people against this very disgusting thing that is the Universal Brotherhood and all their insect
Fuck
teeth.
those guys.
Did you just say the Universal Buggerhood?
Buggerhood. That's right. Universal Buggerhood.
If that's not their name, that's what we like start internally calling it amongst ourselves. Adam Buggerhood.
Bugger to Buggerhood. Thanks so much, everyone.
Right into the Buggerhood today.
Fuck those guys and also Dodger.
Hey, then Dodger's
I'm the best hacker now, bitch.
Dodger's just hanging out, you know. He's just like contacting people. Thanks so much for hanging out. People did. I would like to go around the table one more time and give this wonderful cast another opportunity to tell us about themselves and what they got going on. It was a wonderful, chaotic, just circus of a game, and it was crazy, a lot of energy, and it was a lot of fun. And it was these people, these beautiful, beautiful people you see here that did that for you. So, Tim, let's start with you. Tell us what's what and where is where.
I mean, what's what is my character probably lost an arm. Like that was a giant queen that just smashed him in the face. So
fix it. It's fine.
Yeah. We'll fix it in post.
We'll build you a new one or something.
You can find me on Twitter Spaces, Blackmore Flynn. You can find me not tomorrow, but next Friday on the Outside Eterna, playing Pim, the awesome rabbit rogue, who had both the best pun of the last episode and the best Indiana Jones impersonation of the episode. So just check it out when it comes up. And then coming in August, back with season 3 over on Rainbows and Razor Blades of Cyberpunk Red, where my cyborg killer Lobo is still a murder hobo, but he's on a leash, sort of.
Nice.
It's getting complicated. He's got off the leash a few times.
Cyberpunk's always complicated. Weird things happen there. Thanks so much, Tim, for participating in this. I appreciate you. You kicked some ass there at the end. You were the physical depth's literally the best thing to fight these things. So that was right there. Next up, we have Mandy, who now talks to robots.
I do talk to robots now. I mean, I feel like I've always talked to robots. I just didn't really talk about it before that. Hi, everybody. I'm Mandy, or the Mandy, as you see me all over the internet. I'm a professional dungeon master. You can find me doing the things and the stuff in the TTRPG space, especially at Gen Con. If you're going to be there, I will be DMing for Kobold Press. So come check it out for the Tales of Valiant playtest. And yeah, you can follow me on Twitch for all my games that I run. And yeah, this was fun. I really enjoyed this a lot. And thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming. Mandy runs absolutely phenomenal stuff. She got fantastic cast. This last D&D, the Mist Lost thing has been absolutely fantastic. So do check out Mandy's site. And what Mandy puts on, she is absolutely fantastic. Thank you for being here with us. And finally, the woman who drops her dice on the floor.
all over the floor. I'm going to have to pick them up after the stream is done.
Rouge.
Hello. Lovely to be back here at Guild Superior. I'm Rouge. When I'm not gaming over here, these days you can mostly find me over at Live from the Apocalypse, where I am currently in an every other Sunday game. But even when I'm not part of the game, there's stuff going on most days of the week. Tons of good stuff. There's also, if you navigate over and join their Discord, we're looking to maybe start up community nights once a month again in the near future, outside of our like streaming stuff. So that'll be fun times, maybe looking forward to. And meanwhile, I just wrapped up being part of a band for the past 10 years called the Misbehaving Maidens. You can still find all of our music online. And it is not safe for work. It is adult comedy a cappella, so you're forewarned. But you can still find our music streaming on any services you can pretty much stream music on. And if you like it, you can buy it. But we're no longer performing live, so the best way to make sure you have our music for posterity is to get it while you get it. That's about it for me.
Thank you so much for taking time to come out, play with us. Yeah, do check out the Maidens, who are a very ribald bunch and very saucy.
Very saucy.
Very saucy. It's been a great time. Thank you so much, everyone who played. Thank you to Andy, my producer. Thanks to everyone who hung out in the chat with us tonight. And we appreciate all of you this week here at Guild Spear. We have coming up on Tuesday, we have our Uncle Dave's doing his Heroes of Greyhawk game, which I'm in. And next week, that's, I think, all we have. It's a kind of a quiet week, but coming up later after that, we have a one-shot Dragonbane game that's being planned. We have a Lord of the Rings game that's coming up also, and plenty of other surprises. So do come back and watch us. I have been the Bleakseason. This has been Shadowrun, my favorite game of all time, one of my favorite modules of all time. Thank you so much for helping me bring it to life. And that's it for us tonight. We'll catch you around later. Take care of yourselves.